I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Rock bottom make a man and some pressure make a gemstone. Trying to put $1 to my name like Creflo. Naja boy, late to the game, it's in the blood flow. And I'm from the south, it's thick skin and tough bone. Big attitude through big lips with gusto. Trust no kings, that's why they tried to crush souls. But it's IGBO, when the dust blow, this old head be standing there. No silver, just gold. Crack no books on the hustle, I was born to grind. Yo, scared of your potential, I'm adorned with mine. 30 times around the sun, man, of course I shine. My legacy will not dwarf with time. And in my daughter's eyes, it's basic, I must not say quit. Every day sees a present like a Rob St. Nick. Walk a fine line between tenacious and patient. I can't slip, I'm fighting clocks and they can't win.
I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Impeccably I flow, hardest raps you know, breaking status quo, reaping what I sow, artistry like Van Gogh. Get it from my mama, hip so thick that I need tempo. Personality spicy, body banging like a bongo. Cause black women been it since Timbuktu, since Pharaoh. Sponge rollers and hot combs, lips, cheeks and brow bones. If you ain't for the culture, then please stay out of my zone. These little dummy rappers could never grace my headphones. See, I'm from a place in space where ain't no storytelling, you just had to have been there. If you want the battle, ain't no problem, say where. I got so much experience, I can't even play fair. But I'ma keep evolving and growing and hurting feelings and showing you need endurance to go in. I got mileage on this pen, I've been busy cause I've been out here schooling all these kids. Took 3 decades to have this glow up that I did.
I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got bruised souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. Turn all of my
last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant.
Judgment, Aslı.
Boy, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining?
Shh! You wanna get sued?
Judgment, Aslı.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a-running.
For what?
But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie time.
Hey, yo, Bob. I love him when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. And it's so good to see all of you guys tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate everyone coming in, and I'm going to bring in our special guest Jessica to the stage. Hey Jessica, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is the music in the background too loud?
No, not at all. I can't have like copyrighted music in the background just because like they'll ding the live and I'll have to take it down depending on like how popular the music is, if that makes sense.
It's AJ's country. Can you guys hear it or?
I mean, I can't hear it. I can't hear it at all. I actually put I got some new headphones today. So it might be a little more clear for us and for the viewers to hear. So I'm hoping.
I'm
Can
trying
you
to get
guys
my
hear
kid to go to
comfortably?
bed. He's got school in the morning.
Oh, no worries. I know it's such a like an awkward time for you because we're 3 hours apart.
And I mean, it's later for you guys than it is me, but I have to get up at 5:25 in the morning just to get him ready for school.
Yeah, I know. And you do that through the week, right? Because he goes to school all week and then Friday he does respite.
Yeah, Monday through Thursday, he goes to developmental preschool for 3 hours, and then he's got respite on Fridays.
Cool. That's really awesome. I did that with my daughter, just put her in preschool a little early so that way she could like interact with kids and that sort of stuff. So, well, that's great. Well, I won't keep you terribly late because I know that you probably try to get to bed earlier yourself. But I wanted to, just have you back on the show. I have
I
um,
made a pot
a
of
statement
coffee.
from I have a statement from a friend of Devlin's that she wanted me to read to everyone, and so I wanted to do that a little bit later in the show. But I just kind of wanted to, you know, um, go over maybe some of the things that we talked about last night, and kind of recap the show in case we have other people that weren't here last night. Oh, Jess, did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was supposed to respond to that.
Oh, no, no. You're good. I was just gonna say, like, like, do you have anything to say from last night? Like, how would you like to proceed? Because I enjoy having you be able to tell your side of things, um, in order for us to get a better picture of what has happened to Devlin.
I just want to know where my son's at. I'm sick of the blank accusations from people that don't know me trying to say that my son has disorders that he doesn't. My pregnancy records and his birth records can prove that. Um, at the end of the day, it shouldn't be my side or the Tate side. There should only be one side, and that's Devlin's.
I agree. I agree. And I really appreciated like you guys talking last night and the banter that we had going for a little while in the chat, basically with Matt, who is Devlin's brother, right, through adoption. And he's here. I think I saw him earlier in the chat. So, I want to make sure we get everybody's side of the story. And I also think it's a good thing to work together. I know that there are a lot of differences. And that's understandable. So but at the end of the day, I think it's the best thing for um, Devlin is to like have everybody come together and put ideas together about what could have happened because, I mean, there was a lot going on, and his friend was kind enough to share some of her memories of Devlin, just like them hanging out a little bit, or just the kind of person that he is. So I thought that that was really nice too, and it sounds like he had a really good friend in this person. So
He talked to me about the person that you're referring to a lot.
yeah, it seems like they have a special relationship, like really a girlfriend relationship, but just a relationship like a good friend. And everybody needs a good friend. Like, um, you're lucky to have friends like that in life. If you get to have a friend like that, and it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl, you're just lucky to have people like that in your life. People that'll make you laugh, or people that'll, that you can call them and talk to them, things like that. Just buddy stuff. But that was really nice, and I'm going to share her statement later. Um, if you could just kind of like walk us through the day that you found out that Devlin went missing, like what did that day look like for you? Because you live in Yuma, Arizona, just for everybody who's new, who's coming in. Jessica lives out in Arizona. So what did that day look like for you?
That was not a very good day for me. It wasn't a very good week for me, actually, because shortly before my oldest went missing, AJ, my youngest, was hospitalized for 4 days. So
Oh,
he had literally just been out of the hospital for maybe 2, 3 days, and then Devlin went missing.
oh my gosh. So yeah. So you were just not having a good time of it as it is, and then Devlin,
No,
you get a
he
call, or I guess you said that you talked to Devlin 2 days before he went missing. I forgot to mention that.
Yes, AJ had just come home from the hospital, and I talked to him for a little bit, and I was trying to take care of AJ, and I was trying to take and like deal with Devlin's issues, and he was freaking out, and I couldn't get him to calm down, let alone AJ. AJ was hospitalized because he ended up with the flu, and then the flu developed into pneumonia. So,
Okay.
and he was 2 years old at the time. AJ's got some health issues himself. He's nonverbal, NPO, and on a feeding tube because he's refusing to eat. He's got chromosome deletion and duplicate. So he has a lot going on with him on a normal day, let alone just getting out of the hospital. So I was trying to deal with that and trying to deal with Devlin flipping out at the same time. So, me and Devlin ended up ending the phone call. I ended the phone call so I could deal with my baby who had just gotten out of the hospital. And probably about 10, 15 minutes later, I got a text message from Devlin asking me if I hung up on him. And that's the last time I ever heard from my son.
Wow. So people are saying, why was he freaking out? Like, what was the reason that he was so upset?
He
Like,
was upset with Tammy and Sabrina. I guess something had gone on between them that day. I don't know if it was, over the recliner thing the night before, but he was not in a good mood. And I
right.
was trying to deal with him while dealing with my sick baby at the same time, and it just was not going well. So, I hung up on one to deal with the other, and then I didn't hear from him, and I still haven't heard from him. So it's like, yeah, that don't mess with my mind.
Right. Well, and he had felt like someone had pushed him into the recliner, or Sabrina had pushed him into the recliner. He had felt upset about that. Um, and I mean, it sounds like they had a disagreement. It's just, either way, it sounds like there was a disagreement, so he was upset. Um, and then there was Easter Sunday, and we know that he went and ate dinner at the church and stuff. Um, Carrie Jackson said, was that Easter Day?
No, I haven't heard from my son since 2 days before he went missing.
Thank you. Thank you for answering that, Jessica. And Bonnie's Journey says, I wish a bill would be passed that would stop LE from treating any missing person case with mental disabilities as a runaway, no matter the age. And I agree with that. I think they should look at it from every aspect. If they get a call in to the police that says, I think, my son, my daughter, or whoever you're calling in, they're not, somebody didn't show up to work or something like that. So they get reported. I think they should always look at it through every aspect they can.
I completely agree.
And
Especially Devlin with his mental disabilities.
right, right. And I think they should have given him more leeway, in my opinion, in terms of some of, because I still don't quite understand the concept of not letting him charge the phone, but I don't want to keep harping on that. I really want to focus kind of on how you felt whenever you got a call because then, there's Easter and then you get a call at like 7:30. Matt said he um called you around 7:30 that night to see if you had talked with Devlin recent, or had you heard from him?
Yeah, Matt called me and asked when the last time I heard from Devlin was. And at first, I didn't think anything of it. It was so early in the day. And then Sabrina called me. And that's when I started freaking out. I told her, call the cops. I wasn't freaking out like I am now, but he had a 10 o'clock curfew. So it's like, I would rather know that he's safe and have him be pissed off because we called the cops than to find out something happened to him. Now I'm really freaking out. It's been almost 6 months and it's almost as if he disappeared yesterday. I don't know any new updates. The community has no new updates. Apparently, according to Matt, they have no new updates. Like, it's like he disappeared and vanished yesterday. And it's like people expect me to believe my son vanished into thin air. I'm sorry, that doesn't happen.
Well, and that's it. And I think people are upset about the whole situation. And it's hard to understand. And maybe people wouldn't be so upset if they knew an explanation. But Bonnie's Journey says, I can't fathom the thought of treating anyone that way. He was treated the way that Devlin was treated. To have to fend for himself, no electricity use, hot showers, and food just makes me so sad. You know, um, I mean, I agree with that, and
Yeah.
until we have a chance to kind of figure that out some more, that's what's kind of been a theme of sorts of what I've been hearing, where, obviously, if Devlin didn't want to follow rules at home, I understand there being some kind of like discipline, like, I don't know, grounding or whatever. And I'm not here to tell people how to discipline their kids and stuff, but um, I just
But
don't
taking the electric away and stuff like that is a little too harsh.
I agree,
And
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 it's
and,
not
and
my
that's
feedback.
and that's putting it nicely.
I appreciate you doing that, because I mean that's the thing. I think if we can all like put a lot of stuff aside, we can get down to the nitty-gritty of stuff, which is just as bad. I mean, honestly, because Devlin's out there and something happened. I'm just trying to find out like would he run away? But like his friend was saying that his routine was everything to him, and he really if he didn't complete the routine, like we know children on the spectrum like to have a routine and complete the routine, they don't feel good unless that routine is completed. And, you know, also she said that it was a very, that Devlin was the type of person that could make anything fun. So even though outwardly it looked like he was just surviving, he was actually enjoying interacting with other people. And she said he really enjoyed interacting with other people.
Yeah.
So from what she knows, and they've been friends, for a long time, from what she said. And the necessities is yeah, it's like taking away the necessities. Um, Carrie has a lot of questions for Matt. You could definitely ask him in the chat, Carrie. Feel free to ask anything you'd like. Um, I just ask that people be respectful of each other. But you guys did a really good job last night. I thought it was respectful and we all talked. Um, oh, okay. Carrie's asked a really great question. Was it 7:30 Arizona time that he called or 7:30 Michigan time when he called?
I want to say Michigan time, which is probably why I screwed up the time last night.
It's a good question that I wasn't thinking about because of the time difference, but there would be an absolute time difference. Um, so, because that would change the time frame. Because obviously I'm looking at too the last time his phone pings. And I did ask Tamara about that. I said, do you know more about the phone pinging? I said, because if we can get the information that we need out, that's accurate. The most accurate stuff is because that way we're working off a good timeline. I always start at a timeline when we're looking at cases because that's kind of where you can track people's movements, and it, it's just concerning to me that the phone, the last ping was 11 p.m.
It concerns me that I found out last night that yes, the police have the phone records, but they have yet to find my son's phone. How can it ping that night at 11 o'clock, but you don't have the phone and you don't have my son, and it's been almost 6 months now?
Right. Well, and absolutely. And then, just so everybody knows, he did have a EBT card that still has $200 on it, and that he did not use that after he purchased items from Carl's.
Nothing in this case adds up or makes any sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Little Red feels like there's something being left out of the situation, like of the equation. And I feel that way too. I mean, there's
I
something that we're missing.
I feel that a lot has been left out, and no offense to Ionia Sheriff Department, but in my opinion, I feel like they've dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt just confirmed it. It's Michigan time, which is exactly why I screwed it up last night.
Okay, thank you for confirming. And that's another thing. We're trying to get the accurate information out as much as we can. That's why I think everybody's input is really important, no matter what.
AJ, you know how to change it, baby.
Okay, so they do have water, Matt said, because somebody had asked about that. Um, yeah,
At
and
one,
here, I'm not
at
here to bash anybody's
one,
lifestyle either. If the way somebody choose,
at,
that's their house, and I don't want to
at
be
one point in
disrespectful.
time, they didn't. Something about a pump being broken.
Yeah, yeah.
AJ,
And
there's no need
and
for
that's,
that, baby.
I understand if it's overwhelming, but I also, I don't know, it just seems a little extreme. And this is a question that I have too. Carrie Jackson says, why were they looking for him so early in the night? And I know you probably can't answer that, Jessica, but did you think about that? Like when you got the call, were you like, wait a minute, it's 7:30
Liter-
there?
Literally, the only thing I can think of is curfew. That's the only thing I can make sense out of it is curfew. Nothing, no other reason would make sense as to why they would call me that early, wanting to know when the last time I heard from Devlin was or where he was.
Yeah, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tamara had said something in the email to the effect of, um, she was saying that he would call sometimes, which I do remember her saying this in a news interview. She said he would call sometimes, uh, on his way home when he was walking, and he didn't
Yeah,
call that day. But I was like, well, and I mean, if that was part of his ritual, his routine, then that might be something to, look at and consider further. But I do consider that as well, like that it seems early if his curfew wasn't till 10.
he didn't do that on a regular basis though, especially if they had gotten into it that day.
Okay, so Miss Ann Reynolds says somebody in Carlos's divers had asked about Devlin if they were going to look for him, and they said if one of the parents would get a hold of them. Okay, Anne, thank you. Can
Somebody
you
give
send me
me
the
the
link?
information.
Yeah,
Somebody give me the information.
yeah, I will definitely get that over to you. If you send me the link, Miss Ann, because I'll just send it over on Facebook because I have my phone right next to me.
They don't have to have Iona Sheriff Department permission?
I don't know about that, but I would definitely ask them because you never know. Those guys know how to get around some of that stuff. Women's Warrior says, Jessica, when the family members called you to ask if you heard from Devlin, did they ask questions? Like if he told you anything the last time you spoke with him, or just if you had heard from him? Thanks, Women's
Just if,
Warrior.
just if I had heard from him.
Just if you heard from him, hey, have you heard from Devlin?
Yep. And when's the last time I heard from him? From Matt?
Let's see here. Matt, have you heard of any other missing from the area? I've seen some posts about others being missing. Kiki wants to know. Matt says there were 4 others missing at the time of Devlin's disappearance, all within 30 miles, 2 of which were found. Oh, that's great.
I thought they were all found except for Devlin, Matt.
Yeah, see?
Yes, they were found safe, from what I know.
Well, and that's great news. A lot of times they are found, especially if, it's reported right away. That's why I can't believe if they reported it around 9 o'clock and the phone pinging at 11, I mean, he would have still been in the area if he was with his phone. I mean,
You
yeah,
would think so.
right, but my son doesn't live with us right now. He is living with his girlfriend. Okay. Thanks, Matt. I didn't know we were asking about that. Um Brenda Calvert says, has he ever attempted anything like self-harm if he was having trouble at home and having to go to court and local kids bullying him? He had a lot going on. Yeah, Brenda, he did. He
To
did.
my
What do you think
knowledge,
of that?
to my knowledge, my son was not suicidal. He was really excited about coming out here, meeting his baby brother, and all that. He at one point in time was supposed to get off probation before my son's 3rd birthday, and he was excited to come to my son's 3rd birthday, but then he got in some trouble and his probation ended up being extended, and he was really upset that he was not going to make AJ's birthday party. But to my knowledge, he's never mentioned any type of suicidal ideations or would say anything to me that would make me think that way. And I have been suicidal and I have attempted, so I know what I'm looking for, especially in my own child.
Yeah, he wasn't giving you any type of indication that he was thinking about that at all.
Nope.
Yeah, and I don't think he's ever attempted anything like that, but Matt could probably help us out too with that. But you've never heard of that, from him before? Like, has anybody ever told you about that or anything?
No.
Okay,
None of
great.
the teens have ever made mention about my son being suicidal.
Well, and I was thinking about that too, as a possibility, but I was kind of thinking that he was very excited to come see you. He wanted to meet AJ, all of this, he had a lot to look forward to, right? So, um, Twist in terms of not letting him charge his phone is wrong, in my opinion. That's communication device. And Matt, what was the purpose of that? In my opinion, that's downright bullying nonsense. Charging the phone can't cause it.
That would be something you would have to ask Tammy.
Yeah, she said it was because he didn't want to do his chores. But she said that his chores were like taking out the trash, but um
Feeding their dogs.
feeding their
Tammy's
dog.
dog, not
Thank you.
Devlin's.
Yeah, yeah. And so he decided that he would go charge it at the laundromat, is what she said.
Well, I mean, where else is he gonna charge it? She's not letting him.
Yeah. Well, and I mean that's the thing.
Where'd your
That's
machine go, little man?
that's the thing. down, chat. What receipts do they have that he threatened others? That's a good one, Little Red.
What, that my son threatened others?
No, I think she was talking about Matt in the chat because oh, okay, yeah, because Matt says no harm, no self-harm, but he threatened others, and Little Red wants to see the receipts.
Um, I can speak to that. I can definitely speak on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what Matt is saying to an extent, I can vouch for because I was constantly getting calls, and Devlin, himself would verify it, that he was constantly bringing my name into it, telling them that, oh, I'm going to have my mom come kick your ass. It's like, don't bring me into that. Don't put words in my mouth.
That's what
But yeah,
Devlin said. Oh Lord.
yep, I'm going to have my mom come whoop your ass. He said that constantly to people. And I was
Well,
always having to check him on it.
well, he probably just felt, protected by you, and that's a good thing. Astrology for Mystics. Hey, Jen. Jen is here. Good to see you, Jen. We were working today on Devlin's case together too. Jen and I were, because she had charted, and we were kind of looking at different avenues. We did, like I sent you, the screenshots for, because there's also an RSO in the
Hi,
trailer park
Kiki.
as well. Hey, AJ. He was so quiet for a while there. I was like, okay.
All right, little
Astro-
man, where's your tube at?
let's see. Jen says I came up and talk about that if Jess wants to drop down. Yeah, no. I think what I want to do is I want to get you guys in touch, because I think that you guys she can give you more information too. You know, Matt was
That's not a problem. Just give her my information. Whoever
yeah, and
you're
I'm gonna get
talking
you
to
that
right
link
now.
too. Miss Ann, I think she's got the Carlos. She said Carlos Divers, so I just texted her.
Sorry, I was just
Yeah,
hooking AJ up for his
we
mess
do need
feed.
to focus. We got to focus, guys, on finding Devlin. Look, the past stuff isn't as important as kind of what was going on most recently, right? Like what was going on with Devlin, and that's one thing that I was talking with his friend about today. What was going on there that could have upset him, could have, um, you know, I mean, because his pattern and his routine is one thing that we have to really consider with Devlin. Like, what would make him go off of his routine, right?
Your guess at this point is as good as mine. Because nothing makes sense, nothing adds up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think that's one of the main things that we kind of came to a consensus about too. Like, there's just a lot that isn't coming together in this puzzle, right? Like, there's pieces that don't fit that we need to get rid of, like, and that's what we try to
Too
do, is
many to
eliminate
count.
things. You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to say, okay, this isn't a possibility. Thank you so much, Miss Ann. This isn't a possibility. This is, things like that. It's really important to consider everything until we can rule it out. And I think that there's a couple of things. I mean, right off the bat, we know he didn't just poof and disappear. We know that, he was having some issues around that time. So he was out in a vulnerable position, in my opinion. But he made the best of it, and that's what his friend was telling me today. So I thought that was really um, great, and it showed who Devlin is as a person. Carrie says that she believes that maybe it has to do with something having to do with the court.
Nope. Devlin was trying to figure out a ride to get to court, and I'm not the only one that said that. From the community, Matt claimed last night that John was supposed to take him to court the next day. Like I said, I haven't heard from Devlin since 2 days before he went missing. But since his disappearance, there have been a few people that told me that Devlin was trying to find a ride to court because Sabrina was refusing to take him.
Right. And then I guess Matt said that his son said he would take him to court, so he had it set up somehow to go there with his son John.
If Devlin ran, I would have heard from him by now. There would have been something on social media with his huge, social media presence. Yuma Sheriff would have come here, for a welfare check instead of looking for my son. Because if I didn't answer my phone when it was convenient for Devlin, he'd send the cops over here to do a welfare check because of mine and AJ's problems. Like,
Mhm.
he didn't run. My son didn't run.
Yeah, that's what I got from his friend too. She felt that way as well. Robini asks if anybody talked with people at the laundromat, to your knowledge. Like if the police
I
did.
can't answer that. That would have to be answered by Matt.
Okay, because I didn't know if they manned it, but I know it's 24 hours from what it said. And Carrie Jackson says someone was afraid of him talking in court. And that's interesting to me.
Someone was afraid of talking in court.
Like him talking or maybe telling something that happened in court.
Yeah, care to elaborate on that one? That's news to me.
Yeah. I
Matt, you
find it
know anything about
interesting.
that?
And Brenda asked the same thing. Does anybody know about him talking to anybody at the laundromat or the supermarket? His friend shared to me that he liked to talk to the cashiers at the
Yes.
grocery store. So I'm like, I wonder if he was talking with any of the cashiers, but it's weird that nobody would come forward with information, you know?
Especially with a $6,000 reward.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But I'm interested about this, someone being afraid of Devlin talking at court. I'd like to know
Oh,
about that one. That's news to me.
Carrie says, what time was court?
I want to say 8:30 in the morning. Of course, your guys' time. I mean, that's normally when court is.
About 9 o'clock, yeah. Andrea says, I'm not trying to be rude, but did Devlin exaggerate like most kids like to exaggerate?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
he did.
like most kids. That's true. No, thanks, Andrea. I appreciate you. Yeah,
Is that-
no, I think all
He
kids
he
exaggerate a
he
little.
liked he liked to exaggerate a lot.
Like, what's a good example of that?
I wish Ray was on this chat. He almost he almost caused a big fight between me and a guy that I was dating at the time, before Devlin disappeared, because he had read into a post wrong and tried to convince me that because of that post that my boyfriend was cheating on me.
Oh no, he was looking out for you, so you wanted. Aw, that's yeah, very true. Yeah, yeah. And kids do that all the time, right? Especially if they're looking out, for their mom.
Oh,
Um,
Devlin was pissed and he was convinced, and me and Ray had to explain the situation. I already knew, and it wasn't, a cheating type situation. He's been my best friend for years. And, we tried to make the long distance thing work, but it didn't work. And, we're still kind of best friends. But he had seen a post and completely read into it wrong. Me and Ray Ray are the type that all of our friends come and tell us about their problems, like we're their personal therapist, so to speak. The only problem with that theory is when we need somebody, nobody's there.
I hear you. No, I understand. So he was just like he was looking out for you. He's trying to, you know, just look out for his mom. I understand that. Now Matt is saying that court was at 9 o'clock. He says, I think there was one person working at the cleaning the laundromat at the time. Like, yeah, okay, I know what you're saying, Matt. Like somebody just there, cleaning up. Okay, so and did anybody question that person, I wonder? Or is Devlin familiar with that person because he went up there a lot?
That would be a Matt question. I don't know of
What is
them
Devlin
questioning
thinking?
anybody at the laundromat.
Oh, okay. Jen's asking, was Devlin going to court on the 22nd, or why was he going to court on the 22nd exactly? Have you all just already discussed that part? We did a little bit yesterday.
Being that Matt verified that it was for Berry County, I'm assuming it had to do with either probation or the DV thing, which is why he was on probation. But maybe Matt can elaborate to that one a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And Concept's asking about if there's any description for the vehicle that picked up the person in the trailer park that they thought might be Devlin, like the one that was reluctantly getting into the vehicle.
I have not gotten a description of whatever this vehicle was, nor can I figure out who this supposed grandma was.
He liked to pretend he was a cop.
Yup.
He did?
Yup.
You guys threw me for a loop on that one.
Yes, he did. Constantly.
Really?
Constantly. Oh my God. Yup.
So did he want to be a police officer? Like that was something that he wanted to do, or just like he just liked to be for fun a cop?
I don't know if he'd actually went, to go into that profession. We never really discussed that much. We talked about his siblings a lot and other things. But yeah, he was constantly acting like he was a cop and going to different scenes and the little 10-4 Roger that type thing. Yep.
Aw.
That was Devlin. I just arrived on scene. Oh my
Oh,
God.
let me see, Miss Ann. I bet you I did. He said he just arrived on the scene. Aw, that's cute. That is so cute. Oh, great. Hold on. I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna just send this to you right now, just so you have it. The link for the guys that um will help.
Here's
And thank you so much, Miss Ann, for that. All right, great. Yeah, because that's the biggest thing is getting people involved in um the search, because I know it's been a little bit hazy as to if they searched, but they said they thoroughly searched the area and the lakes and stuff, but I know a lot of people aren't really convinced on that.
oh my God. 6 minutes ago, look back on this moment with Devlin Hatfield. Jessica Peckham, because I'm going to go see. Wait, what? Okay, I might have to click on this. It says, because I'm going to see a good friend of mine, I'm reading out of my notifications. I'd have to leave the room and click on it to see the full thing. But that's another thing that's driving me crazy. Now that it's been over a year that Devlin's been back in my life, I'm having memories pop up on Facebook.
Yeah, of you guys talking and stuff like that.
Or posting videos and tagging each other in it, or him saying something about his baby brother or his sisters.
That's cute.
I sent you a friend request, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry if I haven't
So
grabbed any
you
of
can
that.
see that stuff.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, so Matt says everyone has been questioned at the laundromat. Um, do you know what the outcome of that was? Like, did they say that, did they give him a time, like, give a time frame of when he left the laundromat? Um, he said he had court for a probation violation.
That makes sense because probation was out of Berry County. So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So he was
Matt,
probably
Matt,
nervous.
the is that the possible 4 years, or was the possible 4 years the Eaton County?
So he said probation violation was for missing court because he was in jail in other county for the B&E.
Okay, that was Eaton County then. So he got probation violation for being locked up in Eaton County.
Aw. Faye, Faye's saying hello. Hey, Faye. Thanks for being here.
Thank you,
Oh,
Faye. He was.
Kiki says, so mm, who had, or Matt, who had, sorry, who was it that talked about the burger for $80? That was somebody who was bullying Devlin
Yep.
because they were calling him about false jobs too. And that's what Tamara was saying as well.
And I can verify that because he was on the phone with me during one of them.
Okay, Cece says this may have been said before or asked before, but when did Jessica last see Devlin in person?
When he was a little over a year old.
So he was just itty bitty then.
Yep. I
But you
mean,
guys would
I've seen him
FaceTime.
over video chat, but, in person, not since he was a little over a year old.
I thought of this too, Andrea, that he have run off with somebody from off of online.
I highly doubt it. I haven't heard from him yet. I would have heard from him by now. He was so worried about me and his baby brother because of our health issues. I would have heard from him by now with how many times he sent Yuma County Sheriff on a welfare check over here.
Right. Right. Again, he was looking out for you and
My son didn't run. I do not believe that my son ran. Point blank, period. In my heart, my son did not run.
oh, his son worked at Burger King. Thank you. I think the area behind the trailer park needs to be researched along with the lake.
I would agree. And you said both lakes were searched. Didn't Matt verify last night that only Tupper Lake was searched? Jordan Lake was not searched.
We talked about that last night. Only Tupper, and they were saying the perimeter. I don't know that they got down in there with sonar and stuff though. I don't remember that being said.
Matt told me that they had boats with sonar, they had drones, and wait, what did I don't have information on who was calling about the burger. I took it was one of the teen boys in Lake Odessa. Yeah, I don't know that information either. Um,
And he
according
says
to
that, oh, sorry, go ahead, Jess. Go ahead.
B&E was in Vermontville. Okay, I'm sorry, but that means nothing to me. Is
I don't know where
Vermontville
that is.
in Eaton County? Like that means absolutely nothing to me. I'm not familiar with that area.
Yeah, that's what I remember, Robbie. Just the outer edge, not in it. I agree, Jen. If the divers haven't been in the waters and they're not cleared yet. Yeah, did he I'm sorry, did he break I saw that comment earlier from Kerry Jackson. Did he break into the house to use the phone? And Robini's wondering the same.
No, the story I got, supposedly him and another group of kids broke into, some kind of archery place. I don't know. Matt can clarify that more.
So they were just Oh, the auction barn, that's right. I'm sorry, he did say that last night. No, he broke into over a year before he broke into the auction barn.
Yeah, it just took him a while to get arrested for it. But what exactly did he break into? It was some kind of archery thing, you said?
No, an auction barn, like
No. He did the B&E in wherever in the hell Vermontville is, because that doesn't mean nothing to me.
I don't know where it is.
He did that a year before the auction barn. It just caught up to him late.
Yeah. The lights need to be certain in the waters and also around the ping, and phone needs to be found, in my opinion. Yeah, I think so too, Kiki. Hey, Women's Warrior says, "Lady, I take it that adult services weren't supporting Devlin. Wasn't his probation officer supporting him in any way to get his appointment and preventing reoffending? How was issues not noticed, in my opinion?"
I can't speak to that because I've tried to get a hold of his PO several times and his PO won't talk to me, wouldn't return my calls, nothing. And Devlin's the one that gave me the number to his PO because we were trying to see if we could get his probation transferred from Michigan out here to Arizona.
I do remember you saying that as well. Thanks, Women's Warrior. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense that they should have been, giving him some kind of resources. And we talked about that last night. And, I don't understand why they weren't giving him the resources that he deserves and needed.
According to police, it was him alone at the indoor archery, but we found out it was a building being used as a house and was only Devlin. I thought you or Tammy said that there was a group of kids with him.
Yeah, I think it was the other comment that he said, but and I mean, I'm just wondering if he was breaking in out of necessity or
That I couldn't tell you. In my opinion, someone didn't want him to go to court.
yeah. And it makes it, I mean, I'm considering everything at this point. I just am, I can't help but not consider everything. You know what I mean?
With certain screenshots that I sent you last night from what's being said online, it's extremely hard for me to fight any bad thoughts, especially when it's been this long and, every sign of him has completely vanished and we know nothing.
Well, I know that's what I mean. It like the phone pinging at 11 is odd. To say the least, because like I said, if everybody was out looking for him already, then how did the phone end up over there and then they never retrieved the phone? Let's see. Matt says he was in jail for a B&E in Eaton County, so he missed court in Berry County, hence the probation violation and court for the 22nd. So they penalized him for being, I remember you saying something like that last night too, Matt. So they penalized him for not being in court, but he was in jail in a different county. But you would think that they would have, told someone.
You would think
Like,
that.
yeah, that's that seems a
You
little
you would
unfair.
think as soon as he gets arrested, that would hit his PO's desk.
Right, right. And Carrie says Matt's wife and son worked at Burger King. Did he take time off to give Devlin a ride to court? That's good. That's a good question. I mean, I think about that too, Jen. I think about how he might not have wanted to go to court, but let's see. Women's Warrior says, Lady and Jess, I would be writing a probation officer because they have failed him terribly. Their job is to prevent and support. It's just disgusting, in my opinion. I agree.
I
Women's
would have
Warrior.
to agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Kathy. He probably just needed to call and tell them, or someone should have called and let them know, in my opinion. Yeah, I think so too, Robbie. Like, how would that be such a big deal to reach out and say, hey, he's here. He's not skipping. For catching another case while on probation is a probation violation.
Yeah, I would agree to that, but for missing court because he's in jail, that doesn't make sense. But yeah, catching a case while on probation is a probation violation. I completely agree with that.
Yeah. And he was probably facing some jail time for that, possibly. I mean, not always, but I don't
Okay,
know how.
so Matt can elaborate on this, but I bought Devlin a phone because he was having issues and his phones were getting broken mainly because of him. um he was facing 4 years. So, why continue to pay for a phone if it's not being used for 4 years? I'm unlimited income. So I got Devlin's phone shut off while he was in Eaton County, and I was going to turn it back on once we found out he wasn't going to go to jail for 4 years. But he didn't want to wait till payday, and he got impatient, and he ended up breaking the phone that I bought him. In fact, I mailed the phone after I added it to my plan and I was paying the phone bill. I mailed that phone to Sandra's house. Matt can verify that.
So you were paying for his phone up until the time that he went missing, or just before that?
Up until the time when he was spending some time in Eaton County Jail and was facing 4 years. I mean, if you're going to be in jail for 4 years and the phone's not being in use and I have limited income, why am I going to continue to pay it? But then he got out of jail, was no longer, I guess, facing 4 years. All he had to do, and he knew it, was wait until payday so I could get it turned back on. He
Right.
broke it before payday came.
Right. And that's understandable, especially with his autism. He probably had a meltdown or something happened. Oh, Faye asked a good question. So I think you mean his adoptive mom, but how far away was Carl's from his adopted mom's house? Like 20
Matt would have
miles,
to
I think I
answer
heard.
that.
I was gonna say, I think I heard something like 20 miles, I think, but Matt was saying Berry County was domestic violence, Ionia County was illegal funds transfer over an electronic device, and Eaton County was for a B&E.
Yep. Matt is absolutely correct.
Well, and see, that's what people were saying, Kiki, that what if he was in jail in another county? But they said that they confirmed that he's not. And, I'd have to agree because they have,
Devlin being missing is nationwide now. If any
yeah,
cop in the nation stops my son, he will automatically come up as a missing person.
Right. Yeah. Because I know Tamara said she also did something with Namus, I think, or something. Um,
See, I
20
don't even
miles.
know what that is, but I brought missing flyers to the Yuma Sheriff Department, and the person that actually came out and got the flyers from me was the main person that would come out on the welfare checks that Devlin would call in if I didn't answer my phone fast enough for his convenience. And he's the one that relayed the message to me after also being one of the cops to search my home, that if any cop in the US stops my son, he'll automatically come up as a missing person. What did Matt
Right.
just say? If he was
Yeah.
in jail, he
He'd be
would have
flagged.
flagged immediately. Yep.
Yeah. And Carrie Joe says, so did Devlin know he wasn't going to get jail time at court the next day? That's a good question.
I can't answer that. But he didn't run. There's no way he ran. I would have heard from him by now. Somebody would have seen him by now. I
What
don't
could have
believe
gone?
he ran.
Yeah, see, I mean, and I don't think he's in jail though, because Jen says Ellie's incompetent, so he could be in jail.
Okay, yeah, I would
But yeah,
definitely agree on the incompetence part. But now, if he was in jail, we'd know it.
he said he was looking at a possible 6 months for probation violation. I mean, he might have, Jen. He did say F this before. He did say F this. And he said,
Yeah, but he
somebody,
would have been here by now, and I would have heard from him by now. I
well, he
completely
said that
agree,
too.
and
Yeah.
that's why I posted missing flyers all over Yuma. So yeah, I at one point in time would agree with you. Unfortunately, I don't believe that to be the case anymore.
Yeah. Robini's asking, did he have an ID that he
Yes, he
carried
did.
with him? And then also, did he have a bank account? Somebody asked me to ask you that
Yep.
before, and I totally forgot.
Yep, he had a bank account at oh my god. Matt Huntington? I want to say it was
Okay.
Huntington.
And Swan asked, has the search divers been out? And Swan, they have, to my knowledge, it seems like they searched around the lake, but not necessarily dove it. But please,
I don't know nothing about divers. I know drones, boats with sonar, cops on like mounted cops. I don't know nothing about divers going in Tupper Lake. And Jordan wasn't searched at all.
And Women's Warrior says Jess had he just recently started getting into the kind of this kind of trouble, because that speaks volumes if that's the case, that something was going wrong for him. Bless him.
Due to the fact that when he went missing, that he hadn't even been back in my life for a year yet. Unfortunately, I can't speak to things that I know nothing about. I was not in his life for even a year before he went missing.
Yeah, so maybe Matt could tell us, like, when did Devlin's like troubles with the law start? Because that is odd if he's never been in trouble before, and then all of a sudden, um, you know. GA64 says, I would call local counties and make sure they have his flyer. Yeah, that's a great idea, GA64. And Matt says, my worst fear is he ran and got into a vehicle along the way with the wrong person.
Because he would have been here by now, correct, Matt? Or somebody would have heard from him. I would have heard from him.
I would think that's what his friend said too. He said, he would have been in touch with Sandra and you and her and a lot of people. There's a lot of people that she said that he would have been in contact with, right? Like that he normally was. 'Cause
Matt can verify that he at one point in time stated that if he came out to Arizona, he would never speak to any of them again. So, and them being the Tates. So, I don't know about that, but there's no way I wouldn't have heard from him by now, and there's no way that certain people back home wouldn't have heard from him by now. And that's another thing too, because I was talking to my 8-year-old daughter's dad today about the podcasts. He was even on the phone almost on a daily basis with his 8-year-old sister's dad in California. And if you would like to talk to him as well, Lady Freedom, I will ask him if I can pass his information to you so you can talk to my daughter's dad about interactions with Devlin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think everything's important. Um, Matt is saying that he was on juvenile probation, but he was getting in trouble for a long time due to the anger and impulse issues.
He was on juvenile probation.
He said that Devlin was on juvenile probation
Yeah.
for, just basically his anger issues. But the thing is with autism, I don't know why they weren't considering his autism.
Yeah, because
And
autistic people, they have meltdowns and they lash out and they don't realize their strength. Autistic people have 10 times more strength than the normal person. 3 out of 4 of my children have autism.
yeah, and I mean when children are dealing with that, it's tough when people, just people in general, I should say individuals, but um it's tough because something could go wrong for them and it could be a really big issue that it typically wouldn't be for someone else, right? Like they
Yeah, that's another thing. What affects us affects a person with autism like 10 to 20 times harder than it would affect us. And I experience that all the time when it comes to my children. So Devlin was 18 when he went missing. He turned 19 shortly after his disappearance. He's high functioning autism. Then I have Harmony Lane, and she will be 14 December 16th. She's also high functioning autism. And then I have my nonverbal 3-year-old who is also autistic. And I deal with more issues with AJ due to the fact that he's lower functioning and nonverbal. So it's a little hard to figure out, his wants, needs, and desires.
right. Right, yeah, and you have to kind of meet them where they're at. It's not easy to help them through it. Now Carrie Jackson says, to be clear, Devlin had to move out of Sandra's shortly after Matt and his wife and son moved into Sandra's. Then he moved to Tamra's, where shortly after Sabrina and her family moved.
No, that is wrong. Devlin had to move into Tammy's after the DV because he could not be on the property with Sandra.
So Matt said that, yeah, he said he had to move out of mom's because he assaulted mom. So if we could just
Oh
kind
my
of,
god. Oh my
I
god.
don't know if you even want to get into that, but
What's that? What are you doing with the recording, Lady Freedom? Is that being played on here? Is that completely
not yet.
separate?
I have not edited anything yet for that. But I have it. And so we could always wait until
Then
after the
I'm not touching on that right now because, like I said last night, we're working together right now. At the end of the day, it's not my side, it's not the Tate side, it's where's my son. So
yeah,
I'm
and
not trying to start a fight right now.
I know, and I think that that's so important to avoid those things now in order to figure out what could have happened to Devlin, like because obviously that happened a little while ago, and
I
again,
touched on it in the recording, so I'm
yeah,
not going to touch on it in here and start a fight.
I get it. I totally get it. And, I think that that's the best thing for Devlin because, and again too, I think about if he is listening, like he loves all of you guys. Like no doubt in my mind that he loves everyone. And it's so sad. Like I do feel so bad that he lost Bill Tate and, making
Can I say
representation.
something because of what you just said?
Yeah, of course.
Devlin, if you are listening to this, you need to make an appearance. You need to call Sandra. Sandra is not doing well from what I hear. And you need to call me. Your baby brother needs you, and I need you. You need to make an appearance, please. I love you. And I can't lose you again. I'm sorry.
No,
I
don't be sorry. That's exactly what I would say. Because you never know if he's listening. We just don't know that. And thank you. Thank you for that. Um, Andrea says, I worked with autistic children for almost 25 years. Very tough working with children with autism. They melt down like you wouldn't believe. Andrea, thank
yeah.
you for hearing that. Well, they get overwhelmed, right? Like overstimulated, they usually call it.
I almost got kicked off of a rapid bus when my 2-year-old daughter was having an autistic meltdown on the way up to the hospital because she was sick. We were on our way up to Butterworth.
Yeah. Well, Matt said that he
I
was.
had to explain to the bus driver that my daughter had autism and that we were on our way up to the hospital.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just it's a totally different ball game. It is. Matt said yes, he saw a professional help with his problems, and he was on meds that were prescribed by Pine Rest and psychologists, I think.
Yep.
Psychiat
Y-
Psychiatrists are the ones that can prescribe, but I know what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes, that is very true, and that's why the whole vital medication thing pisses me off. Devlin's meds were not vital. When you think about vital meds, you think, if I don't take this, I'm gonna die. That is a vital medication. Devlin's medication was, for his mental health problems and his mood swings. They weren't vital, but yes, he did need to take them.
Okay, so Matt was saying he was 18 when he moved in, and I was here when he moved in the house.
You
Um,
are referring to when he moved into Tammy's, correct?
I believe so, yeah, because um, it was asked. Carrie said, "How soon did you move in?" Or excuse me, how soon did you move in after Devlin moved out? Matt said he was
No,
still there.
no, Matt was there. Matt was there.
And he
I
also
know that
says
for a
that
fact.
the medications were like making Devlin feel like a zombie. Was he saying that to you, kind of that he didn't like the medications, or was he regulated by
Y-
the time you all started talking?
Yeah, yeah, the medications made him feel weird, and we were having problems getting him to keep taking his medication or, get something else. What did he just say? No, he
Said
was refusing to take, yep, before he went missing, and he needed his lithium. But correct me if I'm wrong, though, he doesn't need his lithium to be alive. He needed his lithium for other issues. If he did not take his lithium, it would not kill him. Therefore, it's not a vital medication.
Right, right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, and it's never good to just go off of something that's prescribed either, because it
Well,
does take a
I'm
while for that
like I
effect.
said, he needed his medication. I'm not saying he didn't need his medication. What
Now,
I'm
lithium's
saying
heavy
is his
duty.
medication's not vital.
Yeah, it's heavy duty, right? It's heavy duty stuff. And then,
Yeah.
Andrea says, yes, Matt, I can confirm those medications do make them like zombies. Ritalin is awful. So yeah, thanks for sharing that, guys. Um, let's see. Lithium's pretty harsh med. Now, and usually for bipolar, I was thinking that too, Andrea, when I saw lithium,
Yep.
I was thinking that too. Is for manic mood.
It's a mood stabilizer.
Yeah, but that's what they were saying. He was on mood stabilizers, but they didn't say that particular one, I know. Um,
I mean, lithium is like, Lamictal and other meds like that. Yeah, it's not, safe to go directly off of them. However, we were having problems with Devlin taking his pills for months. So it's not like he completely went off of them the time he disappeared. No, we were having issues for months with Devlin taking his meds.
right. Because he didn't like the way they were making him feel, maybe.
If the meds got cut off directly when he disappeared, yeah, I could understand that a little bit more, but that wasn't the case.
Right, right. Matthew says he never said what he wanted to talk to mom about. He stayed on for about 30 minutes until he needed to go to charge his phone. Okay, I'm assuming you're talking about at the laundromat.
Yeah, people are
But if he
saying a lot of
acted
stuff online.
bipolar and being in actual having the diagnosis of bipolar is two different things, though.
Um, I would like to chime in on that.
Yeah.
I am bipolar, and so is his father. And since his father's been in prison, his father has also been diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Oh, okay. Wow. So he could have had um bipolar. But I wonder, I'm usually doctors will diagnose that. Um Here he says Matt was
They have to
remorseful.
have some kind of diagnosis if they're putting on him on medication like that.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, I mean, unless it was being used like as a dual um use kind of a thing, like helping with something else. Um
Like
but
Lamictal helping with seizures and is also a mood stabilizer. I just got put on Lamictal since Devlin's disappearance because, like, I couldn't handle it. I was literally losing my mind. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, I'm still losing my mind, but the Lamictal helps a little bit.
that's good. That's good. I mean, and that's the thing is as long as it's helping, and Chuchi says, yeah, lithium is a mood stabilizer. Um, Are the Tates still searching for him? And what about homeless encampments? We talked thanks, Bonnie. We talked a little bit about that last night.
Moving to Lansing. What the hell?
Oh, in Lansing?
Yeah, there's a post on Facebook. Sabrina moved to Lansing, and something to the effect of soon after she moved to Lansing, apparently she had put a post up that somebody recently had told me about. Living in Lansing, just moved to Lansing, living my best life, or somewhere to that effect.
Yeah. Yeah, that was on her page. I thought it was
But
odd.
you're worried about my son, right? You stole the reward money. You moved to Lansing, but yet you care about my son and his whereabouts, right? Make me make sense out of that.
And, I will say that a lot of people were upset about that from who I've talked to. Um, the community and
I mean,
Robin,
Matt,
you said
that's
for
your niece. Matt, that's your niece. Please make me make sense out of that.
yeah, I mean, I think that's a valid question. I do. Robin, he says, was he in charge of his own medication or did someone monitor him taking it correctly? That's a good question.
Um, that's a question I can't really answer because, to my knowledge, they weren't really monitoring him taking his meds. He was taking them on his own or, not taking them. And we would constantly get on him about not taking his meds. But, typical 18-year-old, I'm an adult, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, it's a little bit different because he was, 18. I agree. Matt, were you guys arguing on that call? That's a good question. Um, Tucci says bipolar and schizophrenia are genetic, in my opinion. I think so too. Um, Pink YouTuber had the same question about the meds monitoring. He was in charge of his own meds and he had a lockbox they were kept in. Oh, that's good.
That I can verify. He did have a lockbox that the meds were supposed to be kept in.
That's good. So Faye is saying, so Sandra was at the bathroom for 30 minutes and you were talking with him for 30 minutes. What did you talk about? Only that he wanted to charge his phone. That's a good question, Faye. Really good question, because that kind of isn't Dylan. Carrie says the detectives need to focus on who didn't want this young man in court. There are so many coincidences with the Tate family. Yeah, I mean, I
But
totally
who
agree
would
with
she be
going through that.
referring to? Who did not want my son in court? I'll go get your tablet, baby. Just hold on, okay? Just hold on. I need to figure out how to disconnect it from the TV.
Amanda says, mind you, Lansing is 45 minutes from Lake Odessa. Thanks, Amanda. I didn't know if I didn't put that in perspective yet, so thank you.
I need you to disconnect this from the TV. AJ's ready to be in his room.
Okay, so
I'm
Matt
sorry,
says
guys.
that Sabrina moved to Lansing about a week ago after Tammy filed eviction papers on Christian. So that's Sabrina's boyfriend.
That's Sabrina's boyfriend's kid. If you're worried about your missing nephew, why are you gonna up and leave? She filed eviction papers on Christian, not her.
Oh, I got confused there for just a split second. Thank you. Sorry. Snap back into reality, Lady Freedom. Okay. Yeah, that was my bad. I was thinking for some reason, I'm like, no, Sabrina's boyfriend is not named Christian. That's his 18-year-old son. So I guess that's where the confusion might have come in, where people saw him living there and assumed that he was living there when Devlin was. I bet you that's how that happened. So that makes a little more sense. So, but I agree with what you're saying, Jessica. You know, Joe Neal, good to see you, Joe. Joe says shit's about to get real. Joe's silly. Joe's grand entrance, right, Andrea?
Hey, she
Sorry,
ain't lying.
Joe. Well, and that's Carla said that you can file theft charges for taking the reward money. Because I know that's a big deal. I don't know why Sabrina would do that. I mean, I'm not here to lecture her or be like, oh, shame, shame, because that's not my job, and I'm not doing that. But it does upset. It's upsetting. I will just say it's upsetting, and I can tell that it upsets you, Jessica, and I'd be pissed if I was his mom and that happened. I really would be.
Oh, I don't even think that pissed is the word I would choose to describe it.
Right. Right. I mean, it's a lot of this stuff was really ridiculous, you know. And
I'm
the
trying
only
to.
way we can understand it is if we get to the bottom of it, you know. Um, I would like to know what everybody thinks happened to Devlin. Like, I would like to know what people's individual theories are, honestly. Matt says, no, we weren't arguing. He was in semi good mood, but was not looking forward to court on Tuesday. Mom was going to talk to the judge about him moving back home. Okay, so he was thinking that he might move from Tammy's to back to Sandra's.
If that's the case, then that points even more in the direction that Devlin didn't run. Devlin would rather be at Sandra's than at Tammy's. That would have made him, yeah, he might have not been looking forward to it because of the jail time, but if he had the chance to move back in at Sandra's versus Tammy's, he'd be all for that. My son did not run.
Yeah, I agree that I see what you're saying. Yeah, he would have been wanting to go live with, Sandra because he enjoyed being with Sandra. I mean, I think that's something that he would have wanted to do versus staying with Tammy. Obviously, there was some issues. I guess him and Sabrina weren't getting along, that kind of thing. I just want to know why all the search parties stopped after they got the reward money. That's a good question, Amanda.
I don't know how to answer that question. I have no answer to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know you can't answer it because so how Amanda, if you could just tell us a little bit more, how much, um, I mean, like how much searching were they doing as opposed to, because she says it just stopped, but like how much searching were they doing to begin with?
As far as, what law enforcement or anybody has done for searching for my son back home, I'm not there. I can't verify what's true and what's not as far as the searches are concerned. And
Mhm.
everybody seems to like to want to keep me out of the loop on everything. Matt would be the one to answer that question.
Yeah, I know that you felt that way, and you shouldn't have to feel that way. You should really be in the middle of everything, and because you're working hard to try to figure out what happened. Matt says the search parties went out after Sabrina took the money. Sabrina was in the wrong, and mom turned her into the police.
I thought you turned her in. You're the one that busted her out on Facebook.
Yeah, it is immoral and criminal. I agree, YouTuber.
If that's the case, why isn't she in trouble for it? Because the cops just seem to be letting her slide on that one. And I'm not going to hold my tongue. I don't give a damn if she's listening.
No, and you shouldn't have to. I mean, everybody should be able to say their side of things. Carla says, I kept asking yesterday, when was the last search and where? How many people searched?
I
That's a good,
unfortunately can't speak to that. Only Matt can.
yeah, that's a good question. Um, Now let the community know about, I let the community know about her taking the $3,000. Oh, okay.
So, I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. I'm still listening to you guys, but my baby is about to fall asleep. He's still on a feed, and I'm about to change his diaper, so he might start crying. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second.
No worries. No worries, hon. So Kiki says, I'm seeing posts from Sabrina 4 days ago saying set dog circle the Parapros trailer. Well, and see, we were talking about the Parapro as well. Um, we were talking about the Parapro as well because the phone ping was around that trailer. But she's saying that she didn't make contact with Devlin to my knowledge. So, 1 second here. And, I'm wondering about that too. Okay, sorry guys. I was just replying back for 1 second there. Um, well, and that's the thing, that would be a small claims item, or a claim that could be put in. I agree, Carla. The Parapros house is something that, we've been talking about today. Um, Joe, I don't know who prescribed the lithium. I think it was the doctor who he was seeing there in town, according to what Matt said earlier. Um, and I did see that, Kiki. I did. That's why I was asking, do they know the route that the dogs took, like the scent, where the scent went and everything like that? But they're saying, um, I saw some conflicting statements about it. Um, Harry Jackson says, I feel Devlin had threatened someone. He was going to tell on them and they needed to prevent him from court. Jessica, I believe if Devlin was able to call Jessica, he would. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And that was one thing that his friend said as well. Um, okay, great, Kiki. Thank you. Just let me know when you're backstage so I can let you up because I don't want you to have to sit backstage.
I'm walking away from my son for a minute so I can grab his Desitin, but I don't know if that could be the case or not. That is a possibility, of him, telling on somebody at court, but at the same time, I would have heard from him by now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's what his friend was saying. I was gonna read his friend's statement really quick. Um,
I'm muting my mic again, sorry.
oh, go for it, no problem. All right. So I'm just gonna read this statement, guys. I'm scrolling up to read it. Okay, so she says, to start, I want to talk a little bit about Devlin and what Devlin was like as a person and our relationship. I knew Devlin since elementary school. Devlin was always very outgoing and never failed to be the first person to post a happy birthday post for me. Every year, he called me every single day and used to always call me sis. He would always start our conversations with asking how I was, and he always asked if I was mad at him, which I never was, and never quite understood why. He did. The only thing I can think of is maybe people at home were constantly on him about things Devlin loved. Animals. He was always asking if he could come over and pet my horse. He basically gained the trust of every stray animal in the area. I also want to talk about Devlin's autism. If you know someone that has autism, then you can probably understand these things very well. The first thing, autism affects everyone differently. From what I saw in Devlin, I believe his effects were change, processing things and patterns. When I say patterns, I mean Devlin had things he had did every single day. He had a set agenda every single day that he did without fail, whether that be going to Tom's Meat Market in Hastings or taking the same route down a road that some people would say led to nothing. He could simply like it because it goes past a pretty house that he likes. He was very good at seeing detail and beauty even in the simplest things. I also want people to understand that Devlin would not run away and not gotten a hold of someone. for this long. He was very talkative. This is the same kid that went to Tom's every day to talk to random cashiers he had never met, and I think it's very common in situations like this to want to spare yourself the grief of thinking the worst. I know this is what I did for the first few months, but uh cut excuse me, there gets to a point where you do realize that a boy with autism is missing and he did not just fall off the side of the earth. Something happened to him and someone knows what happened to him, and we all need to come together to find him. We can't just keep sitting here hoping he will come back. Someone out there needs to be held accountable for his disappearance. And she says, uh, I just want to make a point to say that maybe if someone did do something to him, that they are here and they hear this, and someone will come forward. If you were to ask me about Devlin, I would probably tell you how wonderful he was, uh, maybe laugh a little about some of the memories we had. But at night, I find myself constantly in a state of heavy grief and a guilt. I remember sometimes I would come off of a long night of work and I would get a call from him and not answer it. And sometimes I would get a text and look at it, but I wouldn't answer back for a few hours at a time. And I would tell myself I would respond when I was less tired. But now I would do anything just to hear from him. I think a lot about people Uh, I think a lot of people brushed Devlin off, including myself at times, but I do want to make something very clear. I am young and I have my whole life ahead of me. If you know where Devlin is, you should come forward now while you still have some dignity, because I won't stop. I have my whole life to search and I won't give up no matter the cost, no matter how long he will be found. That all I hope everything oh, sorry, she says, "I hope everything's spelled okay," and I think that this was, and that was the end of her, post. She says that no matter what, she's gonna keep looking for Devlin because she misses him, and they were very good friends, and they spent a lot of time together, and they've known each other a very long time, and so that's what his friend said. She's a very lovely young lady, and I appreciate her sharing her feelings with us there. Amanda Holmes says that Ellie said that because it wasn't put into a specific account, it was Sabrina's account. They couldn't do anything about it. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Okay, that makes sense, or that makes a little bit more sense.
I would like to say something. I'm not muted anymore.
Go for
I
it.
know exactly, the person who wrote that statement, and I know you're in the chat tonight, so thank you. I really appreciate you writing that statement, and that was very sweet, and thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just a very well articulated young lady and really cares a lot about Devlin. And I think that's like all of our friends, right? We're like, we get busy with everything. And, I mean, yeah, I think she's such a good friend. Um, so sorry, Matt, if it's too much questions, just guys, take it easy on Matt. Take it a little bit easy on Matt. He's trying to keep up with you guys and a lot of questions. Um, it's hard to type everything out. Yeah, thanks, Sherry Lynn, for being so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, it'd have to be a psychiatrist that would, because psychologists will, um, can, diagnose somebody, but the psychiatrist is the one that gives out the meds and stuff.
Devlin constantly was mentioning something by the name of Berry County Community Health.
Oh, Berry County Community Health.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if that's his actual doctor or if that's, the psychiatry stuff. I'm not sure. Matt can elaborate to that a little bit more. But he made mention about a Berry County Community Health a lot to me.
Okay, I see. Um, I did hear something about her paying a little bit of it back, um, but I don't know how true that is.
Mary paid half of what she stole back.
The lady Mary that has the funds now.
Yep, because she didn't want cases being brought against Sabrina.
Right,
And I've
right. Okay.
spoken with her personally, so.
Yeah, I appreciate you kind of clarifying that. Kiki says, I'm finding lots of info. Sabrina is also stating on Facebook that Devlin's phone pinged on Tuesday. I saw that as well, Kiki. And see, that's what I was asking Tamara if she could verify some of that with me. Oh, here's Kiki. Hold on, I see you. Hey, Kiki.
Hey, lady, how are you guys?
Hey, I'm good.
Trying to be okay. How are you?
I'm sleepy. Sleepy tonight. It's been a long day. A
Same
very
here,
long
Jack.
day. I was just seeing some things. I was hoping I could pull them up at the same time I'm on here. I'm not sure if I can. And so I was wanting to see if if there's any truth actually, because I've not seen these. You may have, but we talked about last night, Devlin's normal route that he takes, what Matt told us and what Jessica told us. And Sabrina's on there saying that the dogs went to the trailer park and then they took the team to the wooded area of Tupper Creek off Bonanza Road. Is that what we came to the conclusion of?
That's what
Yeah,
Matt was saying.
yeah, Bonanza Road and Tupper Creek was about the area that I saw on the posts.
And
I believe
I
that
don't
was
I don't know where Bonanza Road is, but I've heard of Bonanza Road a lot from Devlin as well.
Okay, and she's also saying, I just want to run these by you guys, okay? These texts, just to say, y'all say no, I don't believe so, or what have you, because, I'm just learning too. Says, I'm unsure what way the dog took them to Tupper Creek, but Sabrina says she has photos of what all's been searched and some of the different colors or dogs and drones. So do you have that information, Jessica? If she sent you or anybody sent you those maps?
Here you go, buddy.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, Kiki. I'm just gonna go run and turn my air off because it's cold and I'm sitting here freezing. I'll be
You're
right back.
you're fine. Jessica, honey, did you hear me?
Not really. I'm sorry. My
You're
dog
fine.
was moving his food dish around. He had just emptied it, so I had to feed him.
You're fine. We have four of those ourselves. Um, my question was, let me see if I can go back. Sabrina was saying that let's see, let me word it correctly. I want to word it the way she said. She said she has photos of where all has been searched and some of the different colors are dogs and drones. Do you have that? Because she posted that a day ago.
I don't have that.
Okay, we need to get that to you, I would think, in my opinion. Because
I would like to see that. I'd also like to see that footage of Carl's Market.
someone's asking her before that, says, so did the dogs take them from the trailer down the woods to Tupper Creek all the way up to Bonanza Road that way? If he was walking through the woods and that path. That must have been really scary, even with a flashlight. I know I would even want someone with me. Yikes. Poor Devlin. Oh, okay. So they're asking her that, and then she tells them that she has the map. If she's moved, then why would she have the map? Is my question.
Uh, I would like to know if she cares so much, why would she move? Because that the whole thing that Matt just said, that still doesn't make any sense to me. If you care about my son so much, and you made comments to me about, oh, I'll go as far as to put his name on a billboard and I'll never stop searching for him, this, that, and the other, but yet you're going to steal the reward money. You're going to move to Lansing, make posts about living my best life after everything that you did. And you made a valid point. If she left, why, did she take the map with her? And Matt trying to say that Tammy's serving, eviction papers on Christian. Okay, that's Christian. That's not Sabrina. So what's Sabrina's excuse for leaving?
Well, now she's saying in here photos of where all has been searched, and some of the different colors are dogs and drones. She said it twice
Did you
on
see the
Facebook.
map there, Kiki? Were you able to find that? Because I wasn't able to find
No,
it.
no, and Sabrina saying photos. This is her own words a day ago on Facebook, and it says she's answering a lady. I'm not going to name her name.
Mhm.
We can tell Jessica that. It says, I'm unsure what way the dog took them to Tupper Creek. I have photos of where all have been searched, and some of the different colors are dogs and drones. And then on over, this is what drew my attention, okay? The conversation 4 days ago, a lady, the same lady, says, oh, okay, your mom Tamara said it was around 11 a.m., so you can confirm and clarify which one, please. Sabrina says it was PM because it was the night he came up missing. And Sabrina says, but they pinged his phone more than once. They did it a second time around 11 or noon on Tuesday, the 22nd. So
I don't.
Sabrina's saying that the phone was pinged on Tuesday, the 22nd also.
I cannot confirm that. Like I said last night, the only pinging I know of is 11 p.m. I don't know of any other pinging.
Because Sabrina also said, it's cut off a little bit. It says, I believe it means that it is in that area. Okay. So the phone, I don't understand why nobody can find the phone. That doesn't make any sense to me if they have scent dogs.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me last night either.
But it does say in here somewhere too that they were, the dogs were doing circles around the Parapros house, like, Lady just said. And also it says something, I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry, guys. It said something to the effect of the woman that seen him petting the dog, which I wish she would come out if there is someone out there that's seen him petting a dog, said that she saw two men putting him in a vehicle. I've got to find this. It was on here. And that he didn't want to go with them.
Now it's two men?
That's what was on Facebook. So I'm going to go back on there and try to screenshot that again.
But yet no foul plays involved according to the cops.
And I mean,
But,
all this is alleged, but I'm just stating,
right,
what
right,
Sabrina is
no.
saying.
No, right, no, I get you, but okay, so according to what I know from the cops, they don't believe foul play to be involved. However, and it also, I believe, states this on the recording, I'm not sure, Lady Freedom would have to chime in on that one, but I'm pretty sure I made mention. In the beginning of the case, I spoke to somebody with Backwoods Search and Rescue, and I asked him, in your professional opinion, do you believe my son is still alive out there somewhere? And like when he was talking to me, he was very professional. He was all calm, cool, and collective, like a person should be. But now he's constantly screaming this in my head, and I can't get him to shut the hell up. He told me that in his professional opinion, that he thinks my son is dead and that foul play was involved. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's part of Backwoods Search and Rescue.
I'm so sorry that you had to hear that. I mean, I understand. I know you appreciate his honesty, but I'm sorry because I know that couldn't have been easy to hear.
No, and it's still not easy to hear when it's been this long and it's still like day one.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm
Um,
sorry. I'm sorry, Jessica. I just wanted to see the messages on here, and I had never seen this before. So it
No,
says
I don't know nothing about two guys. That makes me even more concerned. So it's like, police want to say foul play is not involved. Two men forced my son into a vehicle. How is that not foul play? Care to explain that one?
yeah,
yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, I can read. Okay. Sabrina 4 days ago says, I believe the girl that said he was seen petting her dog said it was around 2:30. Unsure, she was at the front of the park. This lady says, oh, okay, I thought it was somewhere on Mandy Court. Sabrina says Keisha Court and Mandy Lane is near where the parapro lives. This lady says, okay, yes, I do know that much. So did they ever confirm when the last time Devlin communicated with the parapro, either on phone or at the parapro's home? Did the dog scent lead up to parapro's doorstep or just cell phone ping around the area? And Sabrina says the dog went to the house and circled it, then went to the wooded area of Tupper Creek. She talked to the cops, but I don't remember when she said was the last time she had seen or talked to Devlin, but I know she said she didn't see him the day he disappeared. A woman messaged and said she'd seen a guy, wasn't sure if it was Devlin or not, that looked hesitant on getting inside a vehicle. She said that was around 5 p.m. That's Sabrina's words. This lady, okay, Sabrina comes down and says she's seen the guy by the office of the trailer park, but they were unable to find cameras that showed, as far as I'm aware. She didn't remember the vehicle because she didn't think anything about it until days later because she didn't know someone was missing. And then, let's see, there's a whole big thing about it. And I'm trying to see where the men came into play because I saw it earlier. I just want to find it.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about that last night, how he was was there a vehicle description at all, Kiki, that you could see on there?
It says, what this lady says, what color was the vehicle and type was it? Car, SUV, pickup. What did the people inside the vehicle look like? How many were there? Did they get out of the vehicle and force him in? If you need to, you can PM that approximate address. This was around, please. And then Sabrina says she's seen the guy by the office of the trailer park. They were unable to find cameras that showed, as far as I'm aware. She didn't remember the vehicle. And then let's see. I know that I saw where it said men. I hope somebody's not erased it because it said something about two men. Says this lady says, that's odd. I think it's important to somehow get more information about the activity around that guy and the vehicles for starters. What do you think? So just curious. Excuse me, were there any cell phone pings in the area of the laundromat when he was on the phone with Matt that morning? And Sabrina says, I don't know if they could see his location prior or not.
Hmm.
Lady says, I remember to that the dog he was petting was an old paraprofessional of his too. That he visited her because he knew her from his school, but from what I've heard, all those messages have been deleted.
Yeah, and see, I heard that there was messages being deleted also. Deafening Silence, thanks for being here, says we need a PI or reach out to Cold Case Foundation for guidance and advice on what steps Chris recommends you take, or ask him to come take a look at this case. Yeah, I agree with that, Deafening Silence. We're gonna try to work on getting a GoFundMe put together for the PI. For Jessica because she lives all the way out in Arizona. Um, Carrie Jackson says, of course, the cops didn't think it was foul play. The Tates, excuse me, were trying to convince everyone he went to Jessica's. Yeah, and I mean, I know that that was maybe something that they were thinking of as well. Like maybe he did go over to Jessica's. I know Matt was saying that he was saying Jessica like aggressive statements about coming to see you, type of a thing.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
I can
Yeah.
hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, he was making aggressive, increasingly aggressive comments about coming out here, which is why, when he went missing,
Yeah, Amanda says, Carrie, of course they would try to make everyone think that he went to Jessica's, right, to clear their name, and so they didn't look so sketchy.
Lady, I have a question also. Can you
run,
hear
like,
me? Oh,
if I could tell you, all of you guys, that he was here, I would in a heartbeat. But unfortunately, I can't do that. I wish I could.
So the last time the phone pinged Robini was at 11 p.m. according to law enforcement, and Jessica has confirmed that, and so has Matt. What were you gonna say, Kiki? I'm sorry.
oh, you're fine. The phone was going in and out, so I couldn't actually hear anything. Uh, there's a question on Facebook, and it's a good question, actually. If the phone shuts off, if it's dead, can the police still ping that phone, or does it have to have some charge to ping?
It has to be on, I believe.
Yeah, that's my knowledge too.
If
That
if you shut it off, you can't ping it.
right.
Wow.
Because whether you're on a call or not, if your phone is on, law enforcement can find you if they really want to.
Okay.
Right. What kind of phone did he have? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
I don't know what the last phone he had was because that's not the phone that I bought him. So I
Right.
can't answer that question. Maybe Matt can.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering if it's an iPhone, you could find my iPhone, or if it's a, Android. Um,
Even if it's off,
well, I think it has to be on to do the Find My iPhone function too. And now Carrie Jackson brings up a great point here. His last known meal was breakfast. He had food stamps, so by lunch something happened to Devlin. Deafening Silence says any fire watch cameras in the area like Kylie Rodney's case picked up. It's worth exploring. Maybe in this day and age, there has to be camera footage. It's suspicious, in my opinion. I think that is one of the biggest hangups that I have too. Deafening Silence is if there
I
is.
I've
to be,
I've been saying that since day one.
you've been saying the same thing, Jess?
Since day one. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I have a really bad habit of doing that.
You're
But I've
good.
been saying that since day one.
Yeah, because it is odd, especially because he's walking through neighborhoods for the most part. You can see on the map, where there's houses. And I agree with Robini. LE can get deleted messages. They're never gone forever. Yeah, I mean, I found inconsistencies in Sabrina's statements too, Carrie Jackson. I have. And they did get a hold of his phone records, to my knowledge, Amanda.
Yes, they have his phone records, and according to Detective Hesse himself, because of my son's mental disabilities, quote, we are going through them with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's been months. Why don't we have answers? It's been at least a few months since they've had the records. Two at most, I think.
I was gonna say I
Right.
heard that they didn't have them whenever Tammy was talking with the E's, Mr. and Mrs. E, and Aunt E. I love them. They're awesome people, and they were talking on there, and at that time they were still waiting to get the phone records. But then by the time they were on, excuse me, by the time Tammy was on Crime Time Buzz, then they had the records. And Matt says, correction, I am the one that thought that Sabrina and Tammy still think something happened to him. Thought what, Matt? I'm sorry.
I'm confused.
It has to be charged, Amanda says. Matt says the phone will still register where it was last used until it's turned on again. Right. Joe, yeah, right. SF. We don't want him on it. Police need to see whose phone was pinging near Devlin's. I agree with that too. I don't know if they did any like geofencing of the area or anything like that.
What is that?
Well, basically where they can pull in all of the data from the cell towers and have it go into a different type of technology called Stingray. And what they do is they can pull in all of the data and pinpoint exactly where the phone is. But Matt's saying
They need
even
to
if it's
do that
off,
if they haven't already.
what's that, hon?
Well, they need to do that if they haven't already.
Yeah, I agree. It would help out a lot too, because it would find out like what Carrie was saying, all the other phones in the area as well. I mean, it would pull in every single bit of data because what it does is it reroutes it from the tower to the Stingray. But Matthew says even if it is off, it will still register there because there is no new data for the ping. So it's just registered in the trailer park.
So, lady,
Oh,
my question was, with the parapro, they're saying the deleted messages. Does that mean there was deleted messages where?
yeah, that's a
I
good
would
question.
assume if they're saying that, I would assume it's deleted messages between her and my son. But this is all news to me about deleted messages on the Parapro's phone. This is the first time hearing it.
And is the parapro an older lady? Is she
Yep,
still around?
yep. Well, I don't know if she's still around, but she's still alive, to my knowledge.
Mm.
Yeah, and it does take a long time to get that information, Matt. It does. Phone records and social media records, but it's a slow process to go through it, all of it, and then get subpoenas for restricted info. Um,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're thinking that Devlin ran to Jessica's, but then Tamara and Sabrina are thinking that maybe, let me go up to your comment so I quote it properly. We're still thinking that something could have happened to him. Like, are they thinking that maybe he got into a car? I mean, I hate to have you speak for them because they need, they should be able to tell it for themselves. But um,
I wish I could say that he was out here with me, Matt, but he's not, and I'm freaking out. It's been almost 6 months. Where the fuck is my son? Sorry for language.
it's okay. No, 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 you're fine. I'd be seeing where the fuck's my kid too. I really would. Okay, so Sabrina deleted messages on Facebook, not on Parapro's phone, Kiki.
Gotcha. Okay. So they're looking at every deleted message from family and everything, I guess. Correct?
That's what it looks like.
I don't know anything about that.
I could look
I
at that.
do know, as far as that's concerned, though, I do know, and I sent screenshots of the email to Lady Freedom after receiving it because I'm trying to make sense of it. I'm under investigation. And I've been under investigation apparently since July 22nd.
Right. Everything was popping off in July, right? Like they according to Tammy, they searched her property. They searched inside and out, and then they also searched the lake. Is what she said around 4th of July, and she said that she had been in the hospital during that time, is what she told Crime Time Buzz, which, but then if they were telling they were sending you an alert um in July, sorry, July 21st, um in order for you to notify you that they were looking into your Google accounts and things like that.
Yep. That's okay. I got nothing to hide.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, that's a good, at least they're looking into those things. I know that must have taken a long time because July, is pretty far off from April when he went missing. Okay, so like Matt's saying that they think that maybe Zach had something to do with it, Tammy and Sabrina do. Or maybe some of the kids that were
That
bullied.
Zach Thompson is a very, very good possibility, being that he threatened my son's life. If he saw my son on the street, he was going to kill him.
Right. And how does Zach have that connection again? Would you just explain that? I'm sorry.
Okay, so there's a guy by the name of Zach Thompson who I have personally met. He has a baby with my second cousin Amber. He's got a daughter with her. Apparently, he spent some time in Ionia County Jail with my son. I know this for a fact because they were going back and forth because Zach did not believe him that I was his mother. So Devlin put him on the phone with me. I explained Devlin's needs and everything like that, and I told him, if another inmate is harassing my son, or, you need to have my son's back. Protect my son in there. Because I know how other inmates can be. I'm not stupid. Well, apparently he was released before my son, and according to what my son told me, upon his release, Jack Thompson told my son that if he ever saw him on the street, that he was going to kill him. Yes, Ionia County Sheriff are aware of that.
They are aware of that and they've interviewed him.
I don't know if they interviewed him or not. I can't honestly answer that question.
Yeah, because I mean, I can see where they would think that. I mean, that would be another, piece to the puzzle that we have to figure out if it has anything to do with that or if that was like an empty threat. What did he really mean by that?
Well, I mean, my son's missing now, so I don't think it was a very empty threat.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been something that he was planning. Do we know if he was ever in contact with Zach after that altercation?
I don't know how true it is, because we caught him in some lies already during this investigation. But rumor has it that he was hanging out with a girl by the name of Danica Palmer and somebody by the name of Austin the night before he went missing. Well, come to find out, this Danica Palmer chick is Zach Thompson's current girlfriend and current baby mama. But I don't know
Okay.
how much truth there is to that or not.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's important to, you know, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Robini. Keep it classy in the chat. You know, because I know it is so frustrating. Um, and it seems like, Devlin was really friendly with people, and then, something could happen there.
And now
Matt
you guys are
says,
saying something about two men. That freaks me out even more.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And as far as I know, Zach was interviewed by the police, and there was also no kite about Matt from Devlin while he was in jail. I think that's
If he
alarming.
threatened,
And
if he threatened my son's life, you really think my son's gonna say something about it?
I don't
I
know, would
mean,
he? Like, what do you think? I mean,
I mean, I don't know. He told me, but I mean, why would he write a kite about it if Zach is already out for one? And if Zach wasn't like officially out, because once you're released, you still take time before you're actually released. It's not immediate. Maybe Devlin was scared and didn't want to say anything. That is a possibility.
right. So for people that don't know, because I didn't know what this is, a kite is an inter-jail complaint. So what you guys are saying is that, there possibly was a situation where Devlin had complained on Zach in jail. Oh, meaning he didn't. That's right. I'm sorry, Carrie. You're right. The kite meaning Devlin didn't complain to the guards about Zach.
But if Zach is already gone, why would he?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. What do you think, Kiki?
I would like to know like what area Zach was living in after he got out.
Probably the Ionia area. I heard that this Danica Palmer lives either close to the supermarket or close to the laundromat, one of the two. I heard she was right on the corner of one of the two. But Amber is in Ionia, and I don't know if anybody knows where this is, but my relatives own property on East Bellamy Road in Ionia.
Okay, does Devlin know where that property is also or no?
No, he doesn't, and to my knowledge, he does not know that side of the family. The only person he knows from that side of the family is my cousin John, who currently lives in Texas.
Okay, now Zach, you're saying that he might lived near the grocery or the laundromat where Devlin was last
The the
seen?
the girlfriend, this Danica Palmer chick. So he may have been with her or may not have been. I don't know. I don't know where he would have gone when he got out. I haven't talked to Zach.
So they live close to the laundromat and the girlfriend lives close to the laundromat and the grocery.
Either the laundromat or the grocery store. I can't remember which one exactly it was, but it's been a long time and it's been a lot of information to try to go through and try to figure out, what's got truth to it and what doesn't.
Yeah.
and it's either the Carl's Market where he disappeared, or it's she lives like by the laundromat. One of the two. I don't know this Danica Palmer chick. I only know Zach, and I don't know him that well.
Okay, Matt says that Danica and Zach live in Ionia, according to the detective. What they told the Tate or Matt.
Does Sabrina or Tamara know Zach at all?
I don't know.
Yeah, deafening silence. I'm with you. That needs to be looked into because that girl could have coaxed him into a situation. I'm not liking this at all. I'm very worried indeed. And I agree. I mean, all of it needs to be considered. And I'm not saying that law enforcement hasn't considered this, but it's, something that, I think is open for discussion, especially if we're trying to figure out what happened here.
Yeah,
People
I
that
don't
didn't like him,
know. I
you
don't
know?
know if the Tates knew Zach, but Devlin said that he knew Zach for a while and knew from Lakewood School or something like that. He knew Zach from school and they were like old friends.
Oh,
But that was right before he put me on the phone with Zach while he was in jail. I didn't know
how
they knew each other.
how old is Zach and Danica? Like, how old are they?
Well, I mean, my cousin is the same age as Devlin. In fact, her birthday is the day before Devlin's. So I would assume around 18, 19, but I'm not exactly sure.
So they're all the same age.
I believe so. I would have to message Amber and find out how old Zach is.
I wonder why Zach was in there in jail also.
I could ask Amber that too. I'm sure she would know that.
Yeah, I'm interested to know that too, Kiki. That's a good question. I mean,
Oh,
just to see if.
wait. Never mind, never mind. He was in jail for assaulting a cop.
Oh, goodness. Okay. That's no bueno.
And I'm sure I can find that screenshot too. Or, I mean, find the message and take a screenshot because I don't believe I did.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to work out a good timeline of events as well in order for us to kind of, so I can put it out there of, what's happened. And Andrea says, so Zach is violent. Yeah, it appears to be why he was locked up. There's just a couple of different options here, bullies. We have Zach. Um, yeah, there's just a couple of different options here. Oh, yeah, I'll check my phone town chat. Go ahead, Kiki. I'm sorry. Go ahead, girl. I'm gonna mute myself real quick.
Oh, you're fine. I had a phone call and it knocked me off. No,
I
I'm
was
just
walking my
I'm
dog and
really
got home.
I'm
So I
really
came up to
curious
my
about
phone.
Zach.
I don't know too much about Zach. I only met him once and I only spent a day with him out on the property when I came home for the week during the pandemic that I came back to Michigan. And that was the first and only time I've been back in Michigan since I left in 2014. I spent the majority of my time in Grand Rapids, and the day before I left, I spent the day in Ionia. So I literally only knew Zach for a day.
Okay. Thank you, Jessica. I'm sorry. My phone is echoing. I may actually have to go out and come back in after that phone call. I'll wait till
No
Lady
worries,
gets back.
Kiki.
You You good?
Yeah, no worries. I know
I'm
it does
sorry.
that sometimes. It was doing that to me the other night, or yeah, last night actually.
Yeah, I'll. If there's an echo, so I'll go out and come back in. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Let's see. It looks like maybe from what I'm seeing here that Zach might be in prison right now.
What? For what?
Oh, actually,
Oh my
well,
God.
this guy, well, I don't know, Town Chat, because this guy's 35 years old. I don't think it's the right guy.
All right, let me step out of here real quick and I'll send you who he is.
Thank you.
Go like,
Okay, guys, let me just go to the chat. Well, and it seems like they don't want to let anybody in, Rob Beanie. That's just weird. Knowing Ionia County, if Zach assaulted an officer, he would not have been in Gen Pop, but in either solitary or max. Yeah, I would think they would take that seriously, Matt. I do. Yeah, he would have made a plea deal. Yeah, he could have. That's true, Andrea. Um, okay, so you don't think so. I'm wondering if if he was pretending to be a cop and the Zach may have thought he was one. Oh, that's a good point, Brenda. That maybe he was acting like a cop, Devlin, because he liked to do that, and um, that maybe Zach thought he was one. Hmm. Andrea says, "Okay, I live in Canada. Our justice system is extremely weak." Oh, great, Kiki. Hold on one second. Hey, Kiki.
Hey guys, sorry. It sounds a lot better. Do I sound better?
Yeah, I couldn't hear the echo on my end.
Okay. Yeah, somebody called me and it like went ballistic berserk, so I'm not sure. But
Oh, that's a
I definitely do think Zach needs to be, needs to find out if Ellie what they thought about Zach. I don't know if they would tell the family or not, but
I agree. I agree. There's got to be something more to that I mean, to look into. Um, yeah. I just think that there's a little bit more to that. One second. I'm just checking my messages here. Okay, I got it. Jessica. Oh yeah, this guy's a young guy. Okay.
okay, I just sent you 5 different screenshots of different profile pictures of different accounts of Zach's. 3 of which my cousin Amber is on his friends list.
Okay.
Jessica, do you
What?
mind if Lady sends that to me also, or you okay
I
with
don't
that?
care. I don't care if Lady Freedom posts them on this thing so everybody can see them.
Okay, well
That's
I
funny.
appreciate it.
Okay, Kiki.
I want
Yeah,
to know where my son's at.
well, these are possible people that were, I mean, I don't blame you for not wondering or not worrying about that kind of thing at all
And
because
and the first one that I sent you with the chick with blonde hair, that's Danica Palmer.
oh, okay. And they have a baby together, you said.
Yep, she's the new baby mama. Amber's the first one.
Okay.
I do believe she's only like 4 to 6 months younger than my son. My third cousin, I think she would be, because Amber is my second cousin.
Oh, okay, you had said that before too. So he all right.
Does any, you probably won't know this, Jessica, but does anybody know if uh, Zach is affiliated in any way as far as, you know, gangs
I
or
don't
anything?
know.
Are there bad gangs in Michigan or no? I don't know anything about the area.
There are a lot of bad gangs in Michigan. To my knowledge, he was not gang affiliated, but from what I hear since Devlin went missing, from people who actually do know that family and know Zach, um, he was at one point in time and or still is, they're heavy into drugs, Zach and his family. That's
Hmm.
only things that I've been hearing though since Devlin's disappearance from somebody that knows Zach and his family. So technically that would probably be considered hearsay. I know he smokes pot.
Yeah, that's the hard thing is a lot of it is hearsay. And that's good to consider it. I mean, it's consider, consider everything. But we also want to make sure we can get the facts too. Carrie
And
Jackson wants Matt to answer about if John was planning to take Devlin to court, did John take the morning off of work prior to court knowing he wouldn't be there? And I think that's a good question. And do you know, I mean, I wonder if he was still a minor when Zach assaulted the cop. He'd probably have to be over 18 when that happened, right?
I have no idea how old he is. I'd have to find out from Amber. And, with her having a baby and being as old as she is, it's later than 11:02 back home. She's probably sleeping. If I messaged her right now, I would not get a response.
Yeah, no, completely understand. And I know it's late here. Like it's 2 in the morning here, so I know it's got to be late. Because I'm sure they're Eastern time just like us
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Michigan is 3 hours ahead of me. It's 11:03 here, so 12:12. It's 2:03 back home.
Yeah, and Matt says it was planned for Devlin to ride with John, and yes, he had the morning off, but he had to be back at work by 3. So he would have been done if 9 o'clock was court, then he would have been done by 3 for sure to get back, in order to go back to work. Deathling Silence says if Devlin liked to pretend to be a cop, that itself could potentially make him a target for bullying Devlin from Zach, possibly. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, especially if that was what he was in trouble for, I could definitely see why people are thinking that too. Deafening Silence, absolutely.
hey, lady, I'm gonna have to drop down again, hon, but I'll be
No
in
worries.
chat until I go to sleep.
Okay, no worries.
But
I know I was gonna let Jessica go pretty soon here because she's got to get up so early. But
yes,
I wanted to see if there was anything else that she wanted to, share and stuff. But thanks for coming up, Kiki. I appreciate it.
yeah, I'm sorry I was in and out and all over the place, but thank you so much, Jessica, for talking with me too.
And thank you for being here, Kiki. At the end of the day, my son needs to be found.
Yes, ma'am. That's our goal, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And I mean, I think that it's possible that we could put our heads together and figure this out. I mean, there's so many places that he could be, but it's also, I think we can eliminate a lot of it, you know?
I mean, if he's alive,
Oh,
I would have heard from him by now. And, somebody would have seen him. His EBT card would have been used. But at the same time, if he's dead, God forbid, why hasn't his body been found yet? It's been almost 6 months. Where's my son?
Yeah, and I agree with Adam Forever 21. He never should have been living that way, and she's praying that he's safe somewhere. Me too, Adam Forever 21. Thank you. Adam Forever 21 is a friend of ours, and she's fostered children and stuff like that, and so she's really familiar. Matt says that Devlin almost got shot by the police for carrying a toy gun under his shirt.
Yep, yep, that's true. And in fact, I was on the phone with Devlin when it happened.
You were?
It scared the shit out of me. So
I
that
bet
is
it
very, very, very true.
That is so scary. So, did it look like a real gun, or like was it like a black,
No, he was on the phone with me and he was making stupid comments and he made mention that, he had the gun on him and that he was going down to the river. And yes, it was late at night. It was after dark there because from time to time we were on video chat, that he was having problems with his phone and I was dealing with my 3-year-old, who I mentioned last night. I swear I gave birth to a nocturnal energizer bunny on freaking steroids. My kid
Mhm.
don't sleep. Referring to my 3-year-old, by the way.
I know.
Um, and yeah, I was on the phone with him when that happened. It scared the hell out of me. So I can verify that.
Now, Matthew said that that was when he was living in the house on Blair Street after he moved out of Tammy's the first time, I think. Is that where he had a roommate for a little while?
Matt is, I don't know the address, so this Blair Street, is that the house that you told me was being run by the Michigan militia? Because if that's the case, then yes.
Yeah, I remember that, or you saying that. Um, has law enforcement checked the jails and halfway homes? That's what we were talking about that a little earlier, Adam Forever 21. Just wondering if, possibly he could have been picked up and then we just didn't know about it. But since there's, a national alert, I'm just thinking I'm thinking they would know.
It was
Oh, okay. So it was in the shape of it and they reported it as a gun. I get it. Yeah. Okay,
that's
yes,
not the
Devlin said it was
story I got
Michigan
told by
militia.
Kim.
What is Michigan militia?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before. Yeah, I will send it to her, Miss Ann. Just send it to me and then I will send it over to her. Yeah.
That's not what you want me to
Yeah,
say.
because I mean,
These
I
are
think if
other
once we
people
can,
that I
eliminate
know.
the water, that's a good
Need
thing
to
with all the
deliver
water around there.
their stuff to their information to you and you can test it. Yes, please do.
So yeah, Matt, we're not familiar with the Michigan militia. Now, Devlin's friend had bought him those cowboy boots when he was living there.
No, he had a roommate by the name of Sam. I do not know a last name. I never got a last name. The cowboy boots belonged to Sam. Devlin liked them, so Sam gave them to Devlin.
Aw, that's nice of him. Okay, thank you for clarifying that because I remember we talked about it. Um, it sounds like Devlin was trying to be independent.
Very much
Oh, they're a
so.
militia group like the Proud Boys?
Okay, who are the Proud Boys?
They're a right-wing organization that
I'm sorry, but I never understand what people say right wing or left wing. I don't understand that.
well, they're pretty far right, but I think yeah, it's a political they're political. Um, Harry Jackson says, "Isn't the Michigan militia who bought him a ticket to go to Arizona?"
Yep.
He could have seen something. That's a good point, Robini. Matt, do you know how involved he was with Michigan militia? Like, would they have taken him in somehow? Or, I mean, I get
They
that
were
he
they
hasn't
they were they were screwing around with him really bad. He ended up leaving there and going back to Tammy.
I'm sorry, Jessica, can you repeat that?
The guys in that house started screwing with Devlin really bad. So Devlin ended up leaving there and moving back in with Tammy.
Okay. Mm. So that does open it up a little bit more, I think, you know. Thanks, Miss Ann. Good night, honey. Uh, Amanda says, I don't know. I grew up in Lake Odessa my whole entire life, and I never heard of there being any Michigan militia there. Thank you for letting us know, Amanda. Yeah,
I was told by Matt that it was being run by the Michigan militia. I have no idea who the Michigan militia are.
Devlin said, or excuse me, Matt says that Devlin wasn't, he lived in a house with them, and they were trying to recruit him, to my knowledge. And it's military, but it's a military organization. I know a lot of the Proud Boys served in the military. That's why I'm confused. They obviously thought a lot of Devlin to buy him a ticket. Yeah, really.
Except
Amanda
for the
says, I
fact
don't know who
that
they are either, Jessica. Hmm. I'd like to get a little bit further into that as well, because if they were trying to recruit him, would they take him and, I mean, it is scary. Well, that's okay, Matt. You said it, not me. They are military, they're militant. Yeah, not good, not good. No bueno. Oh, hey, all I need is Jesus, coffee, and true crime. Good to see you. Hey, thank you. Aw, thank you, gorgeous. All I need is Jesus, coffee, and true crime. Thanks for being here, hon. Um, there's a lot of people that need to be checked. I think that too, Kiki. I think so too. I mean, would they take Devlin if they knew that he had court and stuff? Like, would they offer him a place to stay? Or there's a lot of cameras around Carl's Faye. A lot.
with the way things are nowadays, I don't understand why there's no camera footage of my son since Carl.
I don't believe that either.
The
That
house
it
has
blows my mind.
been cleared out. Matt says nobody's at the house anymore.
So that in that house that he was staying in,
Yeah, Matt says the house has since been cleared out.
yeah, that's a good question. When did they clear it out? Um, Deafening silence says, Lady, I think we allegedly possibly have the answer why no one saw nothing at all. Yeah, it's concerning, isn't it, deafening silence? I mean, I'm concerned about that too. Oh, months ago because of guns and drugs.
Wait, what?
So
And
they
my
were
son was
raided yet?
living there. My son was. Mm,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
It's all
okay.
right. I understand if
No, I'm not. But no.
yeah. Yeah, and maybe the cops raided it. I'm still waiting on the answer, but I know, yeah, that's not good. That is not good. Devlin deserved to be in a place that he could have had good role models. It's a heavy organization. It is deafening silence. I'm trying to be a little bit, um, without getting too far into it. Yeah, they caught him at Carl's on surveillance, according to what I know. And isn't that what they told you, Jessica, that they caught him on the surveillance cameras there?
Yeah, he was caught on camera at Carl's Market at 8:21, and it was cleared out by police.
Yeah, so they raided the house. He was there
Um,
about 2 months on Blair Street.
yeah, sounds about right. 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they have him on camera footage making a purchase at Carl's Market, and supposedly there's been nothing since. I have yet to see that footage. I'd like to. And according to Matt last night, the Taits have not seen that footage either.
No, Devlin wasn't into any kind of drugs, Andrea, to my knowledge. We talked about that a little bit last night, and Matt had agreed that he wasn't into anything. Same with
No,
Jessica.
my son didn't
You
do
know,
drugs.
yeah. Oh, the police have seen it. Yeah, just the police have seen the thanks, Matt. Yeah, that we talked about that last night too. The only people that have seen the camera footage of Devlin at Carl's is the police. They haven't released it to anyone. Yeah, I agree. I agree there too. I feel like Devlin was failed because I think he could have gotten more resources in order for him to be able to cope, and he wouldn't have been so stressed out. I think Devlin would have been really good in like a studio apartment, maybe even. Um,
He he was trying to get an apartment before his disappearance. And Matt, can you answer this for me? Because this ties into the autism and Devlin's behaviors. Was Devlin ever in ABA therapy?
that's a good question. So Matt says the most Devlin said he did was vape, MJ, with Aaron. I don't know who Aaron is.
I know who Aaron is. Aaron is another friend of his that he calls Sissy. Not the one that made that statement. She's somebody completely different. And Tammy, supposedly, Devlin had come back to Tammy's with a vape, and this was before the supposed militia house. Um, and Tammy found it and threw it away, or Sabrina found it and threw it away, or something like that. But yes, he has tried to vape, but with drugs, no. In what?
Yeah. My daughter
What do you
vaped when
mean?
she was a teenager and I had to throw it out. I thought one of them was her reeds for her saxophone, and she's like, "Mom, you just broke my reeds." And I was like, "I thought it was a vape. Don't be vaping, you know." But I I broke it because I thought it was a vape. I said,
I
"She's not
vape.
if it's broken."
I
You
I
know?
vape. I'm trying to quit. I used vaping to quit smoking cigarettes, and now I'm trying to quit vaping. But with my son being missing, not going so well. Stop hitting that or kicking it. You're kicking it. Why are you kicking your tablet? If you break it, I'm not getting you a new one. You need to be in bed, sir. You have school in the morning.
And I'm gonna let you go here soon, Jess. Rob Eni was talking about asking for proof of life video like Seth did, and that's Sebastian's dad. I wonder if you asked them for proof of life, if they would give that to you. At least let you see some of it. And Matt Tate said he found out about the house from the guys on the street he talked to. Did they like typically take people in then, Matt?
I'd like to touch on the proof of life thing.
Hmm.
One, how would I go about doing that, especially when the cops are giving me the runaround? And correct me if I'm wrong, the person that just said something about that, that would be Sebastian's dad, the correctional officer.
Hmm.
Okay. How do I go
Yeah.
about doing that?
Yeah, he just asked the police. He went to the police and told, now he can drive because he's in Clarksville, but um Sumner County is where his son went missing, so he had to go to the police department. But if you call up there, they might send it to you like on a video file or something like that. Um, Kiki's saying, so when was the
They
last
said
time
he's
he was at
leaving
the
room
home
on
as opposed to when he went missing?
me.
And all I need is Jesus coffee and true crime. This is a good point. Could Devlin have accidentally witnessed some sort of crime or major ring?
Then you guys are tripping me out. Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Ah,
know.
it's coffee time. I need coffee. I
And
don't think
Kiki
I'm
says,
going to bed tonight.
oh, sorry, go ahead, Jess. Go ahead.
No, I said I need coffee. I don't think I'm going to bed tonight. Y'all are freaking me out.
Mhm. I know it's tough. Oh my gosh, I mean, I just didn't realize he was. When you said Michigan militia, I probably should have Googled it. And I didn't think, like, once I realized that it was Proud Boys affiliated, that's a really well-known um, group.
I
Um,
don't know either one. But the
oh,
whole drugs and alcohol, or not drugs, um, alcohol, I mean, drugs and guns, oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all talking about, maybe he saw something that he shouldn't have seen. The whole comment about that explains why nobody's seen or heard anything. Dude, y'all are freaking me out. I don't think I'm going to bed tonight.
I'm sorry, Jessica. I know this has got to be so incredibly hard, and I mean, well, now Matt is saying he was at the house about a month prior to getting his belongings back, of the days he came for court.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Right. And Carrie says if you put a timeline together, this all happens within a few months from, or I'm sorry, within a few months with the Tates. I'm telling you, it's too much of a coincidence. Was he still hanging out at that house, like just with the guys that
Not,
knew over there? And they
not
did
to
take
my
straight.
knowledge.
Mm. Good question, Detroit, says Matt. Did Ellie question that?
Sam
Robini
took
says,
off, so I highly doubt Sam's been questioned.
yeah,
Some
I
of the
would
guys were, in the very beginning, some of the guys from the house were getting a hold of me wanting to know if I knew anything, if he was with me or not. But then, with the stuff that you guys are saying, that could have been a decoy if they did something to him.
yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what Devlin saw other than guns in the basement and people doing drugs. Oh, that's a good point too, Robini. I know. If he wanted to be a cop, would he have reported them? Ah, goodness. Oh my God.
I don't like the sound of that. I mean, if he reported him, he did what he should have done, but at the same time, with him being gone for almost 6 months, that could only mean bad.
Right.
Am I wrong in
Yeah.
thinking that?
He wasn't hanging out there afterwards. Well, that's a good thing. At least he got away.
That doesn't mean that, they didn't have anything to do with it if he was quote unquote forced in a vehicle by two men. Um, were those two men armed?
Well, that's kind of where my brain went to as well. Like, um, do you know who that witness was that saw that by any chance?
I didn't know nothing about two men until tonight.
Yeah, well, that's what they were posting on the Facebook. So,
Boy, if you don't take your butt to bed, you and I are about to be fighting.
that's true, Robbie. And he says if he was telling Matt this stuff, he probably told others, in my opinion. Um, and that's one thing his friend said is that he didn't have any trouble asking for help. You know,
No, he would
so
go up to some random person, my phone's dead or my phone's broke, I'm in trouble, I need to call my mom. And that could have either been me or Sandra. But I wouldn't have
right,
gone this long without hearing from my son.
right, and that's what's weird, right?
Nothing about this case adds up. It's
Good
like
morning, Mama.
people expect me to believe that my son vanished into thin air outside Carl's Market. I'm sorry, that don't happen. So where's my son?
I
Hey,
agree.
lady, can you
Yeah,
hear
go
me?
for it. Yeah,
Okay.
please.
I was just I'm going to go through the Facebook again. I can't find the two men, but I know that I saw that they had posted. I think it was, who was it we were talking about? Was it Sabrina or who was it? I can't remember.
And thank you, says Sabrina.
Okay. It said something about the woman that seen him petting a dog was the one that saw them in. And then I went back in and checked and I couldn't find the post again, like
Hmm.
the comment about when I was laying down, before I came on panel. I'm gonna go through this, but it didn't say anything about him being armed.
Well,
But
Detroit is saying, did he ever call Jessica from a different phone?
I mean, only when he would wreck his phone and get a new phone. But he hasn't called me at all. I haven't heard from him since 2 days before he went missing. And that's not my son. Sandra has.
okay, I see right here. Sabrina says when they said the office don't have cameras, they did knock on doors with Ring cameras and left their cards for people to call them, but unsure if anyone did or not, or if any other cameras seen anything. This was 4 days ago. She did call and talk the detective about what she saw, as I gave her his number to communicate it with them. I know they were people saying that he was walking towards Sunoco that Monday, but we were told Jay's camera footage did not show him from Monday, only on Sunday. So where's Jay's? Sabrina's saying something about Jay's camera footage did not show him from Monday, only on Sunday.
Okay, I got the post. Thank you, Town Chat.
You got that? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Town Chat. So
I'll put it up. No, you're good. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna mute. You guys talk. I'm just gonna mute really quick and get this. You might see an extra Lady Freedom in here. It's my evil twin. No, I'm just I'm just kidding.
but it, yeah, stating something about Jays. Do we know what Jays is?
Yeah, Matt says it's something to Matt says that it's a gas station on Tupper Lake at Jordan Lake Road. Jess, are you back? Oh, oh, I see. Hold on.
Hey, lady, I'm
Uh,
gonna drop back down, hon. Okay.
all right, no worries. Thank you so much. I
Sorry.
appreciate you.
You're welcome. So you found the post that I was talking about?
Yes. Town Chat sent it over because I know
Awesome.
we had saw that before, um, not too long ago. Oh, there's Jess.
Okay. I'll see you guys. Good night. I'll
All
be
right,
in
Kiki,
chat.
thank you so much.
You're
I'll
welcome.
send that over to you too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Matt said something to me. Good night, Kiki. Oh, she already left. Matt said something to me before I got kicked out, and all I saw was LOL.
Oh, he said, or from the auction barn, Jess. Did he call you from the auction barn,
Oh,
maybe?
yep, that's right. He broke into the auction barn one night and called me from the auction barn, and I believe that's why he was fired. So, yep,
Oh,
thank you. I said something about that last night, if y'all remember correctly.
yes. Yes, you did. All right, just bear with me 1 second.
I don't know why I got kicked out.
What happened there? Sorry, there might be a bit of an echo, guys, because there's double me. All right, here we go. So this is the post.
You're going in and out.
So it says Devlin Tate
Now I
is
can't
as
hear
usual.
anything.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jess.
You seem to
So it
be
says he's
having
been missing
technical
for
difficulties.
143 days today, almost 21 weeks. Someone out there knows something. I wish they would just speak up. I pray that God will help them get a conscience soon. When Devlin first went missing, someone had said they saw someone matching his description hesitant about getting into a vehicle with two guys. If you know this person or are this person, please contact me. It's really heartbreaking not knowing what happened to a loved one when they've gone missing. I think that's the hardest part. If you saw Devlin that day, if you spoke to Devlin that day, please reach out to me. I have so many questions and not enough answers.
I don't know why I keep getting kicked out. What is that from Tammy?
I know that's weird, right? Um,
I can't read it.
can you see it on the screen?
I can see it on the screen, but oh wait, never mind. I can blow it up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good question. Detroit, was anyone from the house arrested? That's a good question. Andrea says, big question. What are we going to do to make LE investigate this properly? I know, because it just seems like there's so many avenues, and I hope that they went down all of those avenues, you know? Matt says he was in a fairly good mood, but apprehensive about court. He was supposed to call mom back before he went to bed, but went missing. And he always called your mom, right? I mean, that was a regular thing for him. Yeah, I mean, I just don't I don't know about these two guys here, you know? I mean, and that's the thing. I'm worried about the Michigan militia. Maybe I need to look further into that, you know? Every night, unless he was in a foul mood, then he didn't want to call. Yeah, and I understand that. And you know, he's a teenager. He's going through a lot of stuff, right? A lot of changes and stuff. So I completely understand why he would um, you know, have a bad day here and there. Oh, okay. I see. Faye asked. Thanks, Faye. Yeah, Faye asked, "What's your vibe? You were last talked with Devlin." And Matt, thanks, Matt, for answering that. Hey, Jess, it looks like you got knocked off again.
It keeps kicking me off.
I keep getting knocked off.
And the last time I came in, it kept going silent and you kept going in and out, and then I was kicked off.
Hmm. Faye says if he wanted to hide to avoid court, where might he go? That's a good question.
I have no idea, but at the same time, if he was avoiding court, it's been almost 6 months. Why haven't I heard from him?
Yeah, you think that I mean, and I have to agree. I think he would have called you. Like, I just really do think he would have called you. Um, are the state police involved? I know we were talking about that a little bit. I think it's only Ionia County Sheriff's Office, you know? And Matt says his plan was to go to see Jessica.
Yep, he was supposed
Yeah,
to
those
come
are
out
some things
here.
we know for sure. Yeah, we know that for sure, right? That he was definitely
Yeah,
planning on coming to see you.
yep. He didn't run because he's not here, and I haven't heard from him. Something happened to my baby, and somebody knows something. They need to open their mouth.
I agree that somebody had to have seen him or something, right? Like somebody had to have seen him around town, or there has to be more footage. And I do agree with Carrie when she says, you know, hey, he bought breakfast, he ate something for breakfast, but what
He
about
stated
lunch?
that he would have. Thank you, Matt, for verifying that he would have been on his way to me.
Yeah, and then the Michigan State Police are not technically involved as far as I know. That's the best of my knowledge too. Oh, good, Kiki. Yeah. Yeah, that's the best of my knowledge because only Iowa County Sheriff's Office has jurisdiction. And you know, when I first made the when I very first made the flyer, I forgot to put the number on there, and so I redid it. But now I want to get the exact route too. So, um, so that way we know exactly how he went. He usually went to Penny's for free pizza.
Yep. And Matt, how much do you know about somebody at Penny's Pizza apparently trying to help him get his GED? Because I've been told that since Devlin's disappearance as well.
That's a good question. That is a really good question because I heard that he was trying to get GED prep, and that's why I was thinking, well, did he go to the parapros for that? You know?
No, he went to Penny's Pizza for that. He was trying to get help through somebody's niece that worked at Penny's Pizza, or daughter-in-law that worked at Penny's Pizza, something to that effect. What do you know about that, Matt?
So Matt says Penny's would give him pizza after they closed their pizza buffet down at lunch. So he usually would head over to Penny's and eat at Penny's then for lunch. Sure does. Oh, Kiki was wondering about um when they bought the ticket for him and who it was
I believe,
that would have had the
I,
last contact with him.
I believe, no, this happened before he went back to Tammy's. Thankfully, he lost his state ID and couldn't jump state while on paper, because of his probation and not being able to leave state. Once I found out what he was trying to do from that, I flat out told him, I'm not catching a case from you. I'm not gonna be, aiding and abetting a fugitive.
Right.
This was while he was at the militia house, not, near the point in time where he disappeared. And I called the Greyhound station to find out if there was a ticket purchased in Devlin's name and Amtrak and plane. When Devlin disappeared, there have been no tickets purchased in my son's name.
Thank you. Yeah, for clarifying that because I remember us going over that yesterday and you were saying, like, hey son, you can't come, like, I want you to come stay with me, but you can't come stay with me. If you have, to go to court and stuff, you have to stay there. And I understand. I mean, I would say the same thing. Matt says the women from mental health and the women's center across from Penny's were trying to help him too. And I would think Penny's
I
would
don't
have
know.
cameras or someone that knew him would have said, "Yeah, Devlin was here around noon to get pizza." Yeah, the state police can't get involved unless Iona County invites them. Yeah, yeah. And we kind of run into that roadblock a lot in these cases. Did Devlin eat lunch at Penny's that day he went missing?
I have
And
no idea.
Matt says, as far as I know, there was never a ticket bought, only talked about.
No, there was a ticket bought.
We're just not sure who bought it.
Sam bought it.
Oh, Sam bought it. That's right. We just don't know Sam's last name. Okay. Kiki
But
said I wonder
thankfully,
if those ladies
Devlin,
were elderly also.
what lady?
It sounds like there were people that were definitely trying to help out with Devlin, help him because he seems like such a nice guy,
Oh, those ladies. You need to go to bed, AJ.
Yeah, and they're saying that they saw Devlin around 5 p.m. hesitant about getting inside of the vehicle. If Devlin's phone pinged at the laundromat, where did it ping next? The at the trailer park. Uh, is it not federal if militia is involved allegedly? I would think so, deafening silence, or I would think they would definitely be looking into those affiliations. Detroit Rock City says I'm in contact with the DNR. I have a few friends that work there. I'm going to send them his missing poster and brief text. Thank you, Detroit Rock City. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, Jess. Um, the trailer park was the last known. We don't know in between. Yeah. Because I would think that the people at Penny's would probably have told you guys, like, yeah, he came for pizza like he usually does. And then, maybe they could have given a direction he went in. Um, oh, did they find the ticket with all of his things? No, not to my knowledge, Faye. Um, Carrie still's wondering how long did Matt live in the same house as Devlin time-wise? Yeah, and see, a lot of this is causing me to scratch my head more and think, okay, what could possibly be going on here? Jess,
This damn thing keeps kicking me out.
yeah, I think it's a good idea to send them the missing poster, definitely. We got to get awareness out about Devlin. That's the biggest thing right now because he really hasn't gotten the kind of coverage that he deserves to have, in my opinion. You
No,
know,
he hasn't.
no, not at all. Not at all. And he deserves to have more. Um, well, Jess, I think I'm gonna let you go so that way you can get some sleep. And I know you got little AJ. Is there anything you want to say? Like anything else you would like to say?
They just need to find my son. I mean, other than the recording we made the other day, AJ, what are you still doing out here? Go back to bed. You got school in the morning, Papa. Um, I mean, my son just needs to be found. You're right. There has not been anywhere near enough media coverage or awareness put out. I feel like Ione County, is dropping the ball. Other than what's been said the last 2 days, and the fact that people still need to be out there looking for my baby, and the recording we did, I really can't think of anything else I can say except to plead for people to find my son.
Right.
I'm,
Exactly.
I'm not
You
I'm
just
not
want him to be
crazy. I'm
found.
just
You
like
don't care about anything else, just finding Devlin. That's it. So we got to figure out what connections are here, what people could have been involved. Matt says Devlin moved back in with mom and us in May, the day before his birthday, and had to leave in September or October, I think,
where was he
and
living
they didn't
before
find
that?
the ticket.
He couldn't use it because he lost his state ID.
Yeah, he lost his, that's what you were saying. He lost his ID. Yeah,
Huh.
posters at bus stations and airports. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Robini.
Back in your room, AJ. You're supposed
Yeah,
to be
we need to
like a
find him.
long
We definitely
time.
need to spread more awareness.
Get in bed. Get back in bed. Lay back down, AJ. No, right on.
Let's see. Jessica, thank you. We will find him. We will never quit until he's found. Devlin's Army. Thanks, Panda Bear's mom. Um, so Devlin was in Nashville with Sabrina and Joe. Oh, this is a good question too. Have the police been in contact with Jessica? She should also contact the state police, in my opinion. Yeah, I believe that too. Yeah, they have been in contact with her, but not as much as she would have liked. And she still has questions for them. You know, she wants to know where her son is. Still, you know, Matt says on Devlin's birthday last year, I cooked dinner, I think, unless that was when Mom, Devlin, John, and Lorraine went out. Okay. Oh, Joe is Sabrina's husband. So, oh, okay. Oh, it looks like I lost Jessica here. Sorry, I was um texting here. Thank you, Miss Anne. Thank you so much. Anne says, Lady Freedom, tell Jessica I said I hope one of those people will help her look for Devlin. Yeah, I'm gonna send those over. I sent the first one, but I will send the other ones over too, Miss Anne. Thank you so much. Um, Matthew says, no, Carrie, I lived in a trailer in Lake Odessa on Harwood Road. Okay, so you weren't living there around that time. Um, yes, and it looks like we lost Jessica. I'm gonna have her up again. We'll talk again. Um, yeah, that's so weird. It keeps kicking her out. Yeah, I'll talk to Jessica. We'll talk to her again. I appreciate you guys being here and going over all of this. Excuse me. I think Doug Bishop is a good one. I'm really hoping that we can get a hold of him because they do find people Um, all the time. But we're gonna keep talking about this case, guys. It's very important to, make sure that we're spreading more awareness. Sorry, I think my mic might have went a little crazy there. Um, and we just need to get Devlin's story out. So the more that we talk about it, the more that we share his story out there, the better information that we get in, and we can clarify things. I think the better. Um, so we'll keep working on that. Panda Bear's mom made a bunch of keychains today for Devlin. They turned out really cute. So Panda Bear's mom says, Lady Freedom, did you update the image on the beautiful keychain I did earlier? I did not put it in my I didn't load it in to here, but if you guys go to did you put it on your page, Panda? Yeah, we need to keep track of locations. Excuse me, let's keep track on locations, etc. around the time he went missing, please. Yeah, absolutely, Raw Beanie. I'm working on that too. And I did send Tamara. I didn't see if she emailed me back. I probably won't email her back tonight because I understand not everyone is a night owl like me. So, and I don't want to like ping her phone if she just got to sleep. I understand it's stressful for everyone involved. Um, you moved before Devlin moved back. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you, giving us the information and things like that. And I know people were asking you tons of questions. Um, one of these times we'll have to have you up so you can, share your experience. I would love to hear more about Devlin and, who he is as a person. I really enjoyed talking with his friend today and, understanding more about him. That was really nice. Um, we need to get law enforcement going after this harder. I agree, Carrie. Um, Matthew says, I think Devlin said hi to a woman working and cleaning there. Yeah. Good night, Kiki. Thank you. Good night. Good night. And thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you guys. We're going to keep going with this. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll do a day show and we're going to talk about Sebastian Rogers. And I have a good show planned for us about Sebastian Rogers. He's still out there, he's still missing. I am doing a fundraiser in order to get to Pig Fest. So I'm going to play that as we leave tonight. And then that way, if you guys want to, anybody that has donated to, I haven't had a chance to really look into it, these, how much, if I've hit my goal or not. I think the last time I looked, I wasn't quite there yet. I think I'm maybe up to like $80, but I need to double check. I've just been really, really busy. Um, no, you're fine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, no worries. Yeah, it's okay. I appreciate you doing this, Matt, because it's just going to get us closer to trying to find Devlin and the real information that we need to have out there. I mean, even if there's some differences of opinion, I think that it's a good thing, you know? I really do. Okay, great. Thank you, Matt. Too says police talk to everyone at the laundromat, workers and owners. Okay, great. Yeah. Thank you, Town Chat. Yeah, and I have the links posted in the description for the video too, and it's just my Cash App or my Venmo. And that's just because I only get paid once a month through YouTube, so I won't get it if it's donated through like a super chat or whatever. So, but thank you all again for being here, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. So I'm just gonna play this little video at the end for you guys, just like a little outro video. And I will see you guys all very, very soon.